Hey everybody, and welcome to D4, where I, Dustin,
And I, Devin, codium a 5th edition game of
Dungeons and Dragons.
Here at D4, we like to push the envelope of cosmic horror sometimes. I'm not sure if you've noticed. And Die Hard Dice makes that easy for you all to join in on the fun with sets like the Celestial Harbinger, Dark Chaos Lunar Abyss, Void Crystal, and more. So go over to dieharddice.com and remember to get 10% off your entire order at checkout when you enter D4 June.
Also, we at D4 want to wish a happy Father's Day to all of our current fathers, both new and old, fathers awaiting to see their newborns, stepfathers, fathers of fur babies, and all those in between. Thank you for everything you do, and we love you.
We're going to throw it over to, I guess, what we're calling Queer Corner.
Hi, welcome back to Queer Corner, everyone. This Queer Corner on this week is going to be centered less about the wide rainbow that is part of the LGBTQI plus community and more focused on all of our cisgendered heterosexual allies. Because I feel like during Pride Month, we should also take a moment to acknowledge that, oh my gosh, that my phone with all my notes on it just flew across the room. That all of our allies help us along the road as well. And the best thing you can do for your friends, loved ones, or even strangers in any community is I'm so sorry. My notes are so all over the place. Is educating yourself and listening to those people who are in that community. And a great resource for that, if you're questioning about how to get started or what to do to be a good ally, is an article on tribality, and it's called A Guide on Queer Characters for Allies. It's by Kevin Victor Ray, and he breaks down what anyone can do, even some people in the queer community who don't know how to represent the queer community in tabletop gamings and characters in general, such as tropes to avoid, negative things, and how to obtain a realistic, diverse feeling in your games. So if you have a question about any of those things, feel free to go to that article. And remember that you're all beautiful, be excellent to each other, and I love you.
And we are still waiting on a Logan. He is coming in hot. He will be here tonight, but in the meantime, we're going to take over D&D Beyond. We are giving away a player's bundle, so please make sure you enter #Beyond into the chat. And right now, all subscribers currently get the free Sanguine dice, which are a really neat digital dice set that the D20 and dice, when you roll it, looks like it has a beating heart inside of it. So it's very blood-filled and just looks really, really neat. So if you are not subscribed, you have until the end of June to become a subscriber, and you get that digital dice set for free. So make sure you do that. Check out dndbeyond.com. We would not be able to do what we do without them. They are such an incredible boon to the tabletop community, and we thank them for their support.
Also, those dice make squishy noises, so I recommend listening to them and then maybe turning down the volume.
Yes, especially if you're streaming, because it did carry across stream on another one I was on, and it got real awkward real quick. But while I have your attention, let me tell you about a little something called Beadle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse. Now, Beadle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse is a fine company that brings across some of the best items you're going to find in gaming. And I've got someone here who'd like to talk to you about it. Mia?
Hi, everyone. So I have this beautiful, beautiful thing. Her name's Lulu. Don't think she can fly very well because she kind of looks blind, but it's okay. We still love her. But very soft, very cute, very squishy. Has little wings.
Tell me, Mia, do you love her?
Yes.
Would you like someone to buy you one of these for just $25?
Yes.
There you have it. Kids sell stuff. Kids sell. It's a good marketing ploy. I strongly recommend you head over to Beadle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse at beadleandgrims.com and pick up your own Lulu today for those special people in your life. Okay, you're done.
Thank you.
That was my niece, everybody.
Sorry, that made me laugh. Eldritch Foundry is the best company. It's the best country. It's the best country in all the universe. And in that universe where it is a country, they rule with an iron fist, making miniatures for the masses who team at the gates waiting for their miniature. Something just like them, a little miniature so they can play on a massive, but that's a different universe. In our universe, they're the best company for making miniatures for your table, and they are awesome. Super detailed miniatures, easy to make in a maker that's just like your favorite RPG where you make your own character. You can choose a whole mess of different choices, cool backdrops, items for them to carry, weapons they have on their back, in their hands, even moving like chains. It's awesome. It's fantastic. And if you want to get your own, put in hashtag Eldritch right here into the chat for your chance to win your own little miniature. Or if you don't win tonight, I'm very, very sorry, but you can still get 15% off yours by putting D4 DnD in as their code and get 15% off your own miniature. Hashtag Eldritch. Put it in the chat. Eldritch Foundry. Yeah. Go visit their universe. It's powerful.
Hi, it's me, Katie. I don't have children or a universe, but you know what I do have? A really swell time online. And online during that swell time, what I like to do is watch RockPunch ATL videos and stuff. And I might have had a cat here to help me sell things, but he promptly ran out of the room.
Cats sell stuff too.
Yeah, cats sell things too. They very strong sales pitch. That being said, you can check out some of RockPunch's latest videos. You can catch up on Tampo Season 2, catch up on Us, D4. You can also, if you're a big Tarantino fan, Dead Air just came out with a new video a couple days ago, all Tarantino'd out. So if you're a Tarantino fan like me, maybe, just maybe, you should check that out. You can also check out some of our other podcasts like Corn on the Macabre, which you can listen to on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all those fun things. If you like spooky, creepy, weird but good times. And of course, follow on social media. We still have Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. That's it. I'm done. I still don't have a child or a universe, so.
And I also
I do have a cat,
but I am the child of this stream. So if you feel like going over to d4dnd.com, do it for me because I'm selling you something. It's where all of our beautiful merch is, and we have a lovely limited thing going on right now for all of our lovely prideful shirts in a wide variety of different flags and different designs for most of those flags. So if you feel like supporting us in other ways or feel like repping your pride in your own select way, feel free to look over there. d4dnd.com. Bye.
Finally, if you'd like to fight in another universe, come play Adult Champions of the Forgotten Realms. We have a free chest code right there. Go ahead and put that in. I always gotta, there we go. Pointing around a microphone is always exciting. Put that into your game. Get yourself an Electrum chest. Go fight in another universe. There are no children there, but there's a universe.
Without further ado, let us immerse ourselves
into the Chronicles of D4.
I'm going to play.
Turn on the waterworks.
Hello and welcome back. Last time, on a detained deity and a damned dam. While Orkira and V split off to go deliver clean water to the town, the rest of the BFGs are caught by surprise when a tarnished gold coin came crashing through the roof and into the room, creating a torrent of magic. It all seemed to be a distraction, as in, not an Averin, but the Averin, an aspiring trickster god, appeared behind Harold. After some confusing talks, the gang realized he was not the Averin they knew, as this Averin was imprisoned for centuries by a group called the Norn, and they had just escaped. He also did not recall them or the world of Toril at all. Instead, he hails from a land of Kryn, the same world Harold and Orkira were trapped in when they went into the Bag of Devouring enchanted by the other Averin. Confused yet? Good.
Suddenly, there was a commotion outside, and the group with Averin went to investigate, finding a giant rodent of grotesque size was terrorizing the town. It definitely was not the causality of some group of jerks from Swordhaven, or Hobbleton, or Daggerford, but definitely not Waterdeep, flushing a dangerous substance down the latrine, as stated from Averin. The Rat King seemed to have some mind-controlling abilities that turned the citizens against the BFGs, as it looked to consume and feed on any and all food around its massively mutated, melded Rat King flesh. With some clever work of spells, and getting beat by some civilians wielding dinnerware, the radicalism was averted as Orkira and V returned.
The citizens were thankful, but some still seemed weirdly fixated and obsessed about certain things, which made Vinley suspicious and Averin snarky. After returning to their room, Orkira comes to more realizations about the differences in Averin before they decide to head off in search to clear the waterway of the Delambir River. After, they stop by the bank and cash in the 600 gold given to them by Morrowind on behalf of the city. After walking about 4 miles east along the river, they found the source to be a dam made of bloated and waterlogged corpses, as they were attacked by vampire spawn, Gnoll vampires, and an Orthon bounty hunter fiend sent to kill them on behest of Pincheska. Through a harrowing battle that left many injured or completely taken out of the fight, Vinley saw the only means of survival was to summon Bozka, the pit fiend, to fight against the Orthon. With his aid, the fiend was slayed in seconds, as Voss then offered a counter deal against the pit fiend's hold over Vinley, that if they could find Pincheska and help slay her, he would release Vinley from the contract. Unsatisfied with the lack of her location, Bozka opted to negotiate when they had officially found her.
Now, with the BFGs broken and bloodied, their roguish friend from another plane tries to find his way home with a cubic gate, as they say their goodbye, unsure as to what his presence means, or for their worlds or others, or what happened to Harold being at the top of the list. The bodies Bozka helped fish from the river sit like bloated jellyfish, seeping and oozing into the riverbank ground around them. Some still clothed, some not. And that is where we're going to pick up tonight's episode. With Orkira, Seisha, and Vinley, your passive doesn't see any weapons on their bodies, but you do notice one of them has a strange red tattoo that looks to be 2 capital R's mirrored back to back as a tattoo on their chest over their heart.
Do I recognize that?
You do not.
Okay.
Do I see the 3 people that the Duchess described having sent to go look for the problem a while ago? She had given us like a detailed description of, we sent these 3 people to go look for the problem.
Yeah, you can make an investigation check.
Can I assist her with that?
Absolutely.
Can I assist Vinley with that?
Yeah.
Can I be like, hey, remember we got the description of the people, and I'll describe them.
Right. I believe they're right there, actually, on top of the pile. 28.
You would be good at this.
No. You of course. You do. And not only those of the 3 that you find, which there are also about 12 different town's guards, all cloaked in the Daggerford's taverns, and in those 12 that you can spot those 3 that Morrowind described are there. You also spot a total of 4 bodies with that tattoo branding. 2 humans, a half-elf, and a dwarf, all males.
You find a waterlogged notebook on one of them that almost all the ink is washed away and stained the pages in a marbling streaks of gray. You get from a few lines still legible enough to see the names Rodney Pendergast, Rodney Blackwater, Rodney Ash Sorrow, and Rodney Steelfinger.
The rowdy Rodneys.
Mm-hmm.
From the dates, it looks like they were only adventuring professionally for maybe a month before they came across Daggerford.
And most other items of value seem to have been taken from all the bodies, but a few missed weapons, but nothing of note, mostly waterlogged and rusted basic equipment and items. But it does seem that all money and weaponry have been taken.
I'm gonna summon Bernie and get V's help to place the farmer's body on Bernie's back.
Okay.
I take a moment to offer a prayer for these long dead souls. And I also, during that prayer, I will write down every Rodney's name in my Book of the Dead. And the farmer's name when we
Harold
get that.
doesn't know who that guy looks like, so even though y'all are cinching him up to your horse, he's gonna look around and be like, and he's still wearing his mask, to note. He has not taken it off. He looks around and he goes, okay, does somebody know what that woman's husband looked like, so we know if he's one of these bodies?
This is him.
Oh, good. It's the guy I fireballed. Awesome.
No, you
The
didn't.
vampire. The guy was gone.
Yeah.
Sweet.
He
How
was
many-
already dead.
How many bodies are there total?
If you take the time to count all of the bodies,
Rough estimate.
Rough
is fine.
estimate,
Yeah.
100.
it takes a lot to dam up a river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never tried.
Yeah, and I will say that with that high investigation, you also notice that most of the bodies are they just look to be travelers. Like they wearing clothes of just those that are on the road. So,
We don't recognize any of the other bodies, right? Like of any of the other caravan members?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good. Can I take a moment while they're talking about that farmer to just pop over there and grab all the knoll bones that are laying on the ground and put them in my bag?
Yeah.
Tight.
I mean, yeah, it's not. They're not bones because they were actually
They were
full
fleshy.
vampires. So you would just take the corpses. And there's 2
Okay.
corpses of the gnolls.
Perfect. I'll put those in the
So,
hole.
are we going to talk about what just happened?
Certainly.
We pretty much have to.
Can we be more specific about what part of that? Because there's a lot going on. Are we talking about the demon part? Are we talking about the vampire part? Are we talking
Pretty
about
sure we're talking about the entire situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm very concerned about the demon part.
Yeah.
Harold's
What-
gonna finally pull his mask off. He kind of realizes he's still wearing it and puts it over his shoulder again.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask, do we think this was just this demon creature doing things to kill people to keep the dam, and we just happen to be the people who came along and they know
This
Francesca?
was an ambush.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, was it really an ambush for us? Or was this a consistent ambush keeping this wall here for a
The
month?
thing said Francesca sends her regards, which makes me think this was personal.
But
Well,
personal to us? Or
Bounty
personal
Hunter
to...
was, but I don't know if the vampires were part of his original plan or if it just turned out to be a convenient happenstance.
Whatever the case may be, they knew we were coming.
Right. I agree with Seisha that I believe the Orthon was sent to kill specifically us, but I believe the red woman The red lady was just attacking people at random on the side of the road, like we were attacked by her, and then we would have probably ended up here if we hadn't have beat her.
I don't know about that. They were tactically set up in a way that was advantageous to the demon. That is not just happenstance. He knew that they were going to be two of them on one side, two of them on the other side, and they could head us off while he sat on the other side and shot us. We literally walked. Voss is right. This was a trap, and it was set, and we walked into it. That's what happened.
Which begs the question. Go ahead.
I was just saying that I don't think that Pancheska hired the vampires too. I think he came across them and incorporated them into
that. Yeah, okay, then yes.
Right.
But
I agree with that.
But who would have set this trap?
They would have been trying to gather bodies for this.
Whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
The real question is, who knew we would be here?
Yeah.
Um,
How did she know to send it here?
That's why I'm wondering if it really was for us or just for anybody, because we're not the first people that Daggerford sent along to look, right? Like,
Not Daggerford,
Morrowind.
Morwen.
well, her, but we're not the
That's-
first people to get sent. So the question is this all a really big coincidence with us, or is this a month-long trap for us?
I don't think it's a month-long trap for us. I think that it was a situation where they saw an opportunity with something they were already doing, and then they sent us to it.
Yeah.
And
Do you think Morwen is not on the up and up?
Possible.
I
She
don't-
would definitely knew we were coming.
Something
but
about her
so
doesn't
did
seem
her
right.
guards and half the bar that we were in. She asked us to do it in the middle of the room at first.
We're gonna have to go back to the city anyway. We might as
Either
well.
way, that implies that Pancheska's power base is in the city. I want to know if the noble girl is involved or not.
Whether she knows it or not, she has to be. There's something going on in that town from what Orkira told us about the blacksmith's outburst, or subtle outburst, I would assume. He changed his mind pretty quickly. There's something going on in Daggerford, and I don't trust that it doesn't involve Morwen.
There is one place we haven't investigated yet. The keep.
Well, what's stop us from checking, I guess?
She was heading to go see someone this morning. Maybe she's not there. I don't think we'd be able to sneak in, but
Well, we don't need to sneak in. We've just saved the town. If we're gonna go back, why wouldn't we go see her in the keep to fill her in on everything going on? Why wouldn't we want a secure location to talk to her about what we found?
well, assuming she's back from talking to Ileana, I think that was the name.
What?
She went to go talk to someone named Ileana this morning.
What?
That name sounds familiar.
She went to go talk to someone named Ileana.
Voss.
Isn't that?
She's right. I overheard Morwen when she was leaving say we need to go talk to Ileana.
The air just got real heavy in here. What's going on?
Where?
I don't know. She just said to the guards, let's go. It's time to go see Ileana, or let's go talk to Ileana. Do you know an Ileana?
That was the name of the woman who used to run the orphanage.
Yeah.
That's-
Used to.
Used to, yes. Not anymore.
But she's still
I
there.
think.
Unless it's a different Ileana. Is it a common name around here?
I don't know. I don't think
I
so.
am gonna roll insight
on Voss, yeah.
Sure.
Something is amiss. He doesn't normally act this way.
Confused.
I rolled a natural 20 for 26.
I got a 22.
DMs, you tell me, would I attempt anything to counter this?
What is Voss feeling right now?
Voss feels confused, utterly confused, and a little distraught, but also a little worried that something like that, the head of the orphanage may be in danger. Like, I don't know if you would get specifically that from a natural 20, but it's like he wouldn't hide that at the end of the day.
Concern, confusion, all of what he just said, minus the very specifics.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I would hide it.
We need to make sure this has nothing to do with the orphanage.
Yeah. First, we need to get this body back.
We also need to figure out what to do with all the rest of the bodies.
But
I was going to suggest I could do what I said I was going to do and cast Sending and send a message to Morrowind and let them know there's a lot of bodies here and find out if they want us to... I mean, I can burn them all and cremate them and give them an honorable burial and all of that, but there's a lot of people here.
Voss, can I try something? Can I cast Dispel Magic on you just to see?
See what?
You're just acting weird. You seem so sure of yourself like last night, and then today you seem like you don't understand anything going on around this thing.
I don't understand why you would, but
I agree with
fine.
Harold.
You're just acting weird. I just want to be sure somebody hasn't been messing with you, because we got weird dreams going on, and as far as I know, the only person who was ever alone for any period of time was you.
Wait.
What are you implying?
Are you saying that because he has emotions right now, there might be magic involved?
No. This is different than emotions. I can tell emotions. I feel like when I look at the guy, I'm getting a read, and he just seems...
It's an abundance of caution because you've been alone with someone we don't know, and there's concern.
I don't think that's the case.
Hey, if you don't think that's the case, I won't. It's no
I
problem.
don't.
Okay, then don't sweat it.
The case.
Then 100%, I'm fine. No worries. I'm sorry
Okay.
if I seem rude. And V's right. You know, you're just feeling genuine concern because you heard the name.
Perhaps
It's just odd, is all. I don't think. No, I don't think anything would be involved in that.
perhaps we could do a compromise, and instead of doing Dispel Magic, Seisha or I could cast Identify, see if there's anything going on.
If the guy says everything's okay, then let's not push him. He doesn't like magic. I don't want to push him.
I don't feel it's necessary.
Yeah.
In any case,
The Sending? I think that's a good idea.
in any case, before we do that,
Mhm.
I half agree with you, Akira. It would be wise to confront Morrowind directly. However, honestly, I think we should do both.
Both what?
Some of us sneak in,
Sneak.
some of us go direct.
Yes. If Morrowind is involved with Pancheska in any way, shape, or form, confronting her with the name Bozka might stir something. And those of you who are more perceptive may be able to catch it.
Good point.
Okay.
As
Well-
for me personally, I know where my strengths lie. And in all honesty, when you send the sending, it might be better to simply say that I died in the interim.
Well, we
I
can
don't
go into
see the need to lie.
specifics about who survived what. I figured I would just tell her that we fixed the water and that we got a lot of dead bodies. And does she want to retrieve the bodies or have us burn them? Because if she's got people who want to retrieve the bodies, then we're going to need some help. And that might be a different plan.
I personally would just like an excuse for why I'm not there. I think if everything turns out to be on the up and up, I think she'll understand why we were suspicious.
We don't have to tell her anything. We can just tell her you're taking care of something in the city.
If you
That way
feel
we're not
comfortable with
lying.
that.
Well, that way we're not lying.
Yeah, the
We're
less
taking care of something in the city.
less
Very well.
outright lies and the more we just don't say stuff makes sense.
Very well. Who else would come with me, if anyone?
On the sneaky part?
Mm-hmm.
Or Kira just snickers.
If
Fair
you
enough.
wanted me, I would come with you.
Probably not me.
I feel like I'm better at talking in case things get messy.
I'm just
That's
better
fine,
at being noticed.
But you and Vinley are a solid team, and I can give you good. Well, actually, I don't think I can give you a good boost of spirit before you go. No, I definitely cannot.
That suits
and I
me.
can give you some like words of encouragement, like don't forget your belt. Oh God, I can't think of anything right now. I'll think of something later.
That'll be
Vadas,
all right.
do you want me to ditch the armor and go with you so you've got a attentive person in your group as well?
No, mainly because you're the most honest among us, and I think your presence there would essentially contribute to any story.
Okay.
Plus, if they are involved, she will attempt something, and you're far more resistant to magics than the rest of us.
Especially if you're all together.
Mhm.
Also, a lot of this is going to have to wait until tomorrow. Even if we left right now, it's going to take us a while to get back. And I don't know about all of you. And Orkira will eye everyone, including those of us whose hit points have been reduced.
Station looks perfectly healthy.
I agree.
I'm
maybe
not
time.
in position to do this today.
I agree. If we take a long rest now, it would actually be night by the time we got back, which would assist in our part of the plan.
Well, and if I do the sending and she says, hey, we're going to send people to retrieve the bodies, we'll have an excuse to stick around and wait and come back in the middle of the night.
So
Not
yeah,
that I
I
like-
have a reason to be out here until the evening.
Yeah.
If you
This is
feel
gonna
that's
throw my
appropriate.
sleep schedule completely off.
Yeah.
You all need to learn how to just fall asleep. That's the next thing that we're going to learn, especially as we're going out into the woods.
No,
And I'm-
honestly, you all have to learn how to meditate because sleeping for 8 hours was a nuisance this morning.
Step by step. So you'll learn to sleep anywhere, and then you'll learn to sleep anywhere, but in shorter bits, and then eventually you just learn to meditate, right?
Right. That's how
Okay.
we elves did it, I hear.
I just did it by sleeping on the ground for years and years, and then it just got easy. And now
I took the sleep 10 hours every day part of the half elf thing, so that was my plan.
I'm gonna step away just enough so that I can cast the sending. Actually, no, she does the sending out loud, so it doesn't matter. So she'll step like 1 foot away just in case they want to keep talking to themselves, and she will cast sending.
Okay. What do you say?
Hold on. I actually wrote down notes. So we can say that Orkira actually spent maybe 3 or 4 minutes. No, that's 27 words. Okay, here we go. So I'll send to Duchess Morrowind Daggerford. It's Orkira. We fixed the water. There was a dam of dead bodies. Do you want to retrieve the bodies or have us burn them?
And after a moment, you get a
Very
reply.
direct.
Thank you for your services. You can leave the bodies. We will retrieve them. May you have safe travels to your next destination.
So she wants us to leave the bodies and then said thanks, and we can just keep going to our next destination. Do you want me to tell her our next destination is coming back and we need to talk to her, or should we just show up?
Show up.
If
Yeah,
we
That sounds sus.
I want to.
Well,
I want to show up with
Her, it
the
was on the way.
music blaring and stuff, and make them all like, make, everybody in the town like, yeah, way to go. But they're over there like, oh no, they're back. That's my-
well, the other reason why I'm not against just showing up, but if she's not involved, what we've learned about her, she's pretty proactive about these kind of things. She might lead the group to come out here to collect the bodies. So it might be worth saying we want to talk with her.
No, she's not gonna come out here.
Okay.
There's no way. I don't think so. Not when there's a chance that something could happen. Doesn't she have to get her armor or whatever anyway?
Yeah, but that remind me, DMs, that looked like ceremonial armor, and she said she was getting that for someone else, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's not protective armor at all. That was like fancy schmancy stuff.
Exactly.
And that was for someone else. That wasn't
Right.
for her.
So she's got to bring it back to the person at the keep. She's going to be busy doing that. They're going to be looking at that, judging whether or not it's good.
I doubt the noble wound. I agree with Harold. I doubt the noble wound would risk it.
Hey, let me think for a second.
I don't trust her.
One thing that we do need to consider is that if like she's in on it and like she's sending a crew out, maybe we shouldn't be like resting in case they are up to something.
Actually, a good point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would suggest if we're really going to do what she says, we leave, we go back to town. We either then rest and do this all tomorrow, or, I mean, I just don't want to be out. If we don't have to be out in the dark, it's a good thing.
I think the best way to do that is just to head back now.
I don't trust leaving all of these corpses sitting here when there's just simply undead running around. Let me tell you something.
Hold
As a
that thought.
necromancer,
Hold that thought. Voss.
Suddenly, there's a slight panic you feel as something creeps into your mind, until you recognize the voice from someone sending a sending.
I don't know what this is about, but Davil wants to know who made the deal and where you are exactly. You can reply.
I love her.
Do I remember how many words I get in ascending?
Yeah, 25.
25.
25.
Enough sendings has been cast around Voss that
Okay.
people know it's 25.
I'm getting ascending. Excuse me 1 minute. That's 8. And I will walk off a fair distance.
Okay.
So I reply, Vinley, Daggerford, come as soon as possible.
You get a reply, or another sending. Davil says we'll meet you in Daggerford tonight. Unless you have a better meeting spot, I can be there now.
Ooh.
Daggerford, tonight. What's the name of the
Lady Luck Tavern.
Lady Luck? No, I apologize. I have to take that back.
Okay, that's fine.
Another tavern nearby.
There is 3 to choose from.
There's the one that if you're staying for a long time that Bilver's staying at, there's Lady Luck, and then there's the bad one.
River
I
Shining
can-
Tavern.
The River Shining is the very fancy one. There is something cow. The Happy Cow, which you know only caters to those in Daggerford and does not like outsiders. And there is the...
Not a very happy
The
cow.
expensive one, then.
and then there's the other one that Bilver is in that's less of a tavern and more of a long stay.
I don't want to be recognized. I choose the expensive one.
Okay.
But that
There's
name of that
also
hotel is the last one.
The Lizard Gizzard. Wasn't that the name of it? Isn't that?
Yeah,
a
that's not a tavern. That's also an extended stay place.
Ah.
I choose the expensive one, and that's the last thing I say.
Got it.
Shit. I guess it's a great time to tell you that I also have a couple sendings to send.
You got shit to do.
Before you go off, when Voss comes back and before you go off to do the sendings, Orkira is going to say, I've got 2 more questions before we run off to do things. Do we want to ask one of the bodies what happened? It might help to know exactly who attacked them.
We know what happened.
I mean, I look over at the body of the woman in red, correct? She turned into a corpse. Well,
Both of the vampire spawn, when they died, they, they're corpses now. They're not.
right. I'm just
Ash or
making
dust.
sure that the
Yes.
woman in red, the powerful one that we were scared of, she turned into a corpse, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Typically, the way these things work is if she was in charge, like we thought she was, she would have turned into mist to escape. but she's a corpse. That means there's someone else out there.
Well, I couldn't ask her anyway because she's an undead corpse, but I can ask one of the guards people or someone else and see if there was anyone else that was involved in this, or if it's been the same group of people. You know, if it's been the same vampires, if even that that fiendish creature was at any of the other ambushes.
I think that would be valuable information.
I don't think we'll get anything about... I don't think the fiend was involved in setting up the trap because this existed months ago. As far as the dam, I don't think the fiend was involved in the dam because it existed weeks prior to our arrival and he came here after us. He was sent here on a bounty for us.
Do we know that that creature really was sent after us or one of us? Because that was the other thing I was going to ask is... And she'll side-eye Voss for a second and then continue. Do you want me to just ask the Phoenix a couple things?
It might be useful, but we should probably save that for when we're safe. As far as the other questions, the way that the Orthon was talking with Bazka when they first arrived, it seemed like they knew each other. So I feel like this is a grudge thing between Pancheska and him.
We released him. Pancheska found out somehow.
Right.
How is my question.
Small
I'm
town.
wondering if the Elder Eye told her what's going on.
Well, in your dream, you said that the Elder Eye's voice saw or said
He said,
her name.
Pancheska, I see you.
So that implies that either she was already with you or he doesn't like her very much.
I think if I had to interpret what was going on in the dream, I think my Solar gave me a glimpse into what the Elder Eye is doing. I think he's still fighting. And he let me see what the Elder Eye is doing. He's twisted. He's...
In any case, I don't particularly have a problem with you asking questions of the Phoenix in this if you think it'll be helpful. Also, are we staying outside tonight or are we going to rest in town?
Let's go rest in town. There's no point in staying out here.
Very well.
If they're gonna come pick up the bodies, then yeah, let's get back to somewhere safe.
It's only going to be a couple hours for us to get back, so we
Very
were
well.
about 2.5 hours outside of town. I've got Horton loaded up.
Shoot.
Do you guys want to go with, or should just V and I take him?
I think it would be appropriate if
I'm
you and
assuming
her.
you want to, V.
Yeah.
I think it would mean more if you two went, because she doesn't have a reason to know any of us.
Oh, Seisha looks on him, like kind of searches him a little hesitantly. Is there 1,000 gold on him?
There is not.
Doubted that.
Working for someone.
I go search the red lady. Is there 1,000 gold on her?
There is not.
Huh.
You do see that she has these long scars across her back.
Yeah.
They don't look like whip. They look like claw marks.
Yep.
Like, how big we talking?
Null hand sized.
Or Orthon
Maybe-
hand size?
Probably closer to null size.
Not
Okay.
Orthon size.
Yeah.
Can we see
Oof.
Orthon's body?
There's nothing left of the Orthon.
Exploded.
It exploded, and everything it had on it incinerated.
Got it.
And Vinley would know that is part of its.
That's
Great.
when they return to hell.
Well, Orthon specifically with your 29,
Blow
when
up.
they self detonate when they get low enough to keep from being,
Murdered.
murdered.
Let's all head back, and when we get there, we can handle business we need to handle. And tonight we'll get an early night's sleep, and tomorrow we can start investigating the Duchess.
Of course.
We're gonna need to sleep in shifts tonight.
We don't all the time.
We do all the time. I'm just gonna remind everybody that tonight specifically, we need to make sure we have people awake in case somebody is in on it and they send guards or something up our room to finish the job.
Well, I'll take first shift.
I'll take first as well.
I'll take third.
I'll take whichever one nobody else takes.
All right.
I do have 2 sendings.
It's okay. So you all are heading back, leaving the dam. It takes you 2.5 hours to get back.
Are you sending these sendings on the way back or waiting till you get back?
I would have probably hung back a little and sent the sendings then.
Okay.
Just pretty quickly.
All right.
The first one would be to Fala. I know, no surprise. And I would say, having a wonderful trip. Everything is going great. I wish to return to Waterdeep, though. The walls have grown very familiar to me. And then a long pause. And then and it stops because she forgot how many words.
Okay.
And there's a pause, and you get a reply with, "You are missed, but you are strong. You're doing what is necessary, and I will see you on your return. A gift is coming. Ask Seisha," and then it stops.
Well, that was weird. And then the second sending is actually to Davil.
Okay.
Good evening. Checking in, making sure everything is okay with Fala, and making sure the Doom Raiders or Doom Raiders?
Doom, as in DOOM.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Raider.
but is it 2 words?
2 words.
Okay, Raiders is going okay. Let me know.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
This is gonna be a bad one.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Meeting with Fala soon, and we'll talk soon. And that's all you get.
Oh. Hey, Seisha.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. I was just talking to Fala. They said I had a gift on the way. Do you know anything about this? They said to ask you. I don't really like surprises.
I don't know anything about a gift for you.
Oh. Well,
Sorry.
okay. That's fine. I was just wondering. Everyone's acting really strange. But, never mind. And she'll just keep walking silently.
Hey, Seisha, you said you got the body of the farmer on the back of Bernie.
Yes.
Would there be room if Orkira wanted to jump on Bernie and ride for like 10 minutes?
Orkira is Orkira the same weight as V?
No, she's
Oh, okay.
she's I think I'm officially 220.
Guys?
Or
She's
Kira
just-
can ride on Bernie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask because I was gonna do something to make sure that the body doesn't accidentally do something we don't want it to do.
Sure.
Okay. I'll hop on and because I'm assuming I need to like not be walking around or flying around. And she will spend 10 minutes and ritually cast Gentle Repose on the body.
Can I assist her with that? Seeing as I know that spell as well?
Normally I would say yes, but because it is being done while riding on the back of a horse,
Yeah.
not really anywhere for Vinley to assist in it, unless Vinley could literally fly up above for the full. I mean, which you're more than welcome to if you want to burn the spell slot.
You come on up, and I appreciate the help, but I think that's just gonna be awkward, you know.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I'll
Yeah.
just.
To be honest, I kind of wanted to do it with all the bodies back there, but I figured nobody wanted to hang around for several hours while I did this to all
That's
those
the hard
bodies.
part of our kinds of magic is it takes quite a while and no one's willing to wait for it.
I can do this really fast, but then I could only do this to like 2 people. So it's fast in a couple or slow in a lot,
I
which
understand.
is yeah. And yeah, she'll just kind of her hand will be on fire and it's almost like she's wiping away dirt and it just takes 10 minutes and by the time she's at the feet, Gentle Repose, which obviously is she's less concerned about the raised dead part of it because this used to be an undead, but it's not going to decay and it won't become animated undead again.
As she's doing that, Seisha's got one hand on Bernie's rein, and she kind of looks over at Venley and holds her hand out.
She'll take Seisha's hand.
She'll just quietly walk, holding her hand for a while, until she takes it back.
She
Okay.
doesn't.
It's a quiet, somber stroll underneath the cloud-filled sky as the light starts to fade as you see Daggerford on the horizon and approaching further as it becomes close to about 7 o'clock.
And
I take a short rest.
you would need to stop and actually rest in order
Okay,
to
understood. Won't be a problem.
Which you're more than welcome to do.
Could
Just-
he rest on Bernie after Orkira?
I wouldn't take the space from Akira. I know she's
no,
been coming.
like after she's done casting is what I'm asking.
Even then, I wouldn't take the space from her. She's way more exhausted than anyone else is.
That's true.
Yeah,
Although
also-
I will also not stay on the back of Bernie once that's done because I'm sure while it's possible, it's probably not comfortable with the body, but
It's all right. We won't spend the extra hour. I'll find time.
All right, so you enter back in the city, across the moat, and you make your way.
Where's everybody going?
I'm gonna take a blanket out of I've got my bag with me, so I'm gonna take the blanket out of the sleep kit and drape it across Horton's body, so that we're not riding dead into the center of town with a
corpse.
dead body on a horse.
are we even going to
On a
be
big
allowed?
flaming horse?
Are we even going to be allowed in, or do we know they're gonna search us like they did the last time?
They didn't
so
search us. They just asked us questions because remember they didn't find the Harrow dust.
that's true.
Normally they search, but they didn't search us because we were in the middle of the night.
But Orkira will ask, do you want to just bring that directly to their wife?
I gotta figure out where to find her. I figured we'd go and ask. Katie's blanking on the name of the innkeeper. It begins with a G.
Glennis.
Glennis. I figured we'd go ask Glennis if she knows where to find them.
And I can keep the corpse from smelling too terrible. And she'll wave her hand and cast prestidigitation on the blanket to just make it smell like a horse.
So, and just so you know, Seisha,
Yeah.
she told you that they are staying at the Happy Cow Tavern.
Oh, okay. Happy Cow Tavern. Don't. Sorry, I'm a little muddled at the moment. She's at the Happy Cow Tavern. So, V, you want to head there?
Does that happen to be on our
All right,
way?
muted. Yes. Yeah.
On your way back to your tavern?
Yes.
Okay. It is not. It's a little. Your stay is like on the west side, right by the main entrance.
Okay.
It is on the north side of the city, kind of right by the northern gate entrance.
Oh, so we're gonna pass by there because we.
No, you were coming in the southern gate entrance.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, the southern gate is the river gate, the main gate is the caravan gate, and then the northern gate is the farmer's gate.
Got it. Okay.
It is
Then-
near the farmer's gate.
I'll keep casting prestidigitation until we separate.
And, your presence is kind of known throughout the town now, so you're searched even less as you enter back through the river gate, as they kind of recognize you as traveling adventurers, and they nod you on in and don't
As
look
we're
over
coming
any-
down, how does the river look? Does it look like it's flushing out the decay and it's clearing up?
This
couple
far
hours.
down the river, it's kind of hard to tell, but I will say when you first remove the bodies, or when Bozka removed the bodies, it definitely looked like it was going to. It just takes some
Okay.
time.
Yeah, this quickly, it's probably going to take a day or two for
Yeah.
the flow to go. All right,
you
so
guys,
where is everybody going? I know Seisha and V are heading towards the Happy Cow Tavern. Are you going as well, Vinley?
Oh
The
no.
Cow? Okay, so
Oh,
Seisha
no.
and V are heading towards the Happy Cow. Where is everybody else going?
I assume back to Lady Luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could use a little bit of a rest, and I want to try to think of some questions.
Did we check out?
No,
we didn't.
Didn't.
Okay.
See, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna pick up some basic supplies in town. I'll meet all of you in a bit.
Do you? Okay.
I head off
Okay.
towards the fancy one.
Okay.
Foss, do you need money for picking up supplies?
No, we got that 600.
Oh, okay. That's right. I forgot about that.
Right. If you forgot to add 100 to your character sheet, go ahead and do that. Even you, Orkira, I know how you detest money.
I'll
It's
take
not
your
that I
money if you
detest,
don't
I
want
just-
it.
I never think about it.
Wait, we got money?
We got 100 gold
Okay.
each.
All right, so Seisha and V, you make your way on with Bernie. Bernie gets a couple looks just because it's a
Big
flaming
horse.
blue flaming white horse walking through the streets. But again, it's that adventurers.
Yeah, it's less awe and I mean it's more awe and less like fear. So.
Yeah. But it's that adventure's gonna adventure, and
Right.
as you head towards the Happy Cow Tavern.
On the corner of Fields Lane and Wall Street, across from an herbs and oddities shop, made from the ground down stuff from what the farmers may be planting throughout the fields, which you notice are kind of less, and it seems to be empty for what it should be holding. But you see on the other opposite corner a small 2-story boarding house. Or no, tavern.
You make your way in, and as you enter into this place,
I'm going to wait outside with Bernie and send
Okay.
V in to bring her out.
okay,
And I'm just going to kind of go around the corner with Bernie into
um,
like an alley or something.
okay. V, as you go in, your passive insight picks up like almost disdain from the proprietors of this place.
Just
You
be
see-
intense. My passive insight's not big.
Pretty obvious.
Ah.
It is a male and female halfling, And as you enter the area around this just feels very homey. It feels there's a lot of motifs that look to be catering to the plains. A lot of the tables and stuff and structures are all made out of like wagons or dismantled pieces of farming equipment and things like that. It all feels very farming themed. It's repurposed and very family oriented here. But you see the male and female halfling sitting behind the bar, just kind of their eyes staying locked on you.
Yep.
Hi.
You remember, because it just happened a couple hours ago, even though you were not here. V remembers. The wife's name is Bella Miller. She introduced herself as
Bella.
talk to you. And so you ask around that. You actually see her in the tavern waiting, like just kind of sitting down having a cup of tea. She sees you. She gets up. Miss Gathala, have you found?
Yeah?
Is he here?
Can we wait on Seisha to talk? I'm sorry.
I would have told her to bring her outside.
Let's go outside, actually.
Is everything okay?
No.
I see.
No.
Lead the way.
I think it's not okay. And V just kind of awkwardly goes back outside.
Seisha has lifted him off the back of the horse and he's wrapped in the blanket.
All right, so she comes out, and you said you're holding him with the blanket over him, or you have...
He's wrapped up in the blanket, and she's holding him.
She looks to you, looks down at the draped body in your arms. I see.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What?
That's okay.
What?
All will be well.
Is there some place you'd like us to take him?
You can take him to the Church of Lathander.
We'll do so. Should I let them know you'll be coming, or will they know what to do?
They will know what to do.
Understood.
The body will be cremated, and I will be brought his ashes, but thank you for finding him and returning him to me.
I'm sorry it wasn't a better outcome.
Can I roll insight on her? This is weirding V out a lot.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a 3. V's just confused.
I would like to roll insight as well. I'm thinking she already expected this.
You do not get advantage.
Right.
I'll let you know that.
Yeah, hopefully just roll better than a 3. I don't know, man.
I did. I rolled a 4, so that's an 11.
All our secrets are revealed.
Oh, I rolled a 2. I got that +1, baby.
Oh, yeah.
What was your total, Seisha?
11.
11?
Okay.
That's my total
your
passive.
Your assumptions, probably, at least that's what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Just expected it, or is holding back all of the emotions.
Yeah.
You know, just
Could be in shock, but
Yep.
very lack of emotions, just, very understanding.
Yeah. We will take him to the Temple of Lathander.
Thank you for doing this. I very much appreciate it.
While we're in the alley, Seisha pulls out 100 gold and offers it to her.
What is this for?
It's not much, but I know that you lost your home, and I'd like to help you at least be able to have a roof over your head till you get back on your feet.
I appreciate the kindness, but I will be all right.
All right.
Okay.
And she puts the gold back.
Well, I guess we should get.
Be safe, Bella.
I will be. Thank you, and good evening.
Good evening.
Okay.
She will walk back calmly into the Happy Cow Tavern, and the door closes behind her.
V turns to Seisha. That was kind of weird, right?
I think she was ready for that outcome. As dangerous as it is here, I think she was ready for it.
That's the only thing I could think of. That or
I hope
she,
that's the case.
maybe she's in shock.
She could be.
Do we know where this church is?
The Temple of Lythander?
Or temple?
Have I seen it as I'm wandering the city?
Oh, yeah. It is just outside the Ducal Castle.
Okay, well, I guess we should get this guy there before he starts to smell bad.
Right.
And you easily make your way east up the Wall Street, or actually back down the field lane to Farmers Road, up to the Duke's Way, and right up the small hill road where you see the Temple of Lythander. The priest there.
You recognize V as you and Orkira talked to him yesterday when
Oh, yeah.
Orkira was divvying out water. Yep. And he looks at you with concern as you're carrying this hump of blanket.
Hi again.
Horton Miller has passed away, and Bella has asked that we bring his remains here so that he may be cremated and his ashes returned to her.
Yes, all of that. Yes, just about to say it.
This will be done.
Is there a fee for this?
Lythander's Light does not require a fee for cremation purposes.
May I make a donation?
You can make a tithe, yes.
Thank you.
It'd be greatly appreciated. However, your tithe yesterday was greater than any monetary amount you may give me now.
Well, every little bit helps in different ways.
May I ask how he passed?
Well,
We found him in the company of a band of vampires.
yeah.
We
Vampire?
suspect they've been dealt with. There was originally there were 2 humans and a number of null vampires. They've all been dispatched.
There was an account of gnolls attacking the town not too far back, but vampires.
These were attacking travelers on the road.
Well, thank goodness we have adventurers in Daggerford.
We're fortunate to have been able to be here to help.
Sadly, he was not as fortunate, but if you don't mind, I'll take care of this. Just
And an acolyte will come up and will take the body from you.
Yeah.
A teenager wearing golden robes and will gently take it from you. There's a little bit of a strain as carrying the dead weight of the corpse, but and you see him walk in and lay the body on a stone table.
I take my blanket back and make a note to get Venley to prestidigitate it.
V speaks up and goes, have you guys ever had like a null vampire issue before? It's like a new thing for y'all.
As I said, there was a gnoll attack, maybe a month ago. Can't quite remember, but vampires, no.
So Knowles it's just like within like the last month.
Yeah, but they were chased out by another adventuring group, and
How soon did the water turn after the Knoll attack? Or had it already turned?
possibly had already turned.
I know it's a strange combination of things to remember.
Around the same time, like water's been bad for about a month now, 2 months, 3.
It's been a little while. Can't quite remember exactly how long. But at least a month. The days start running together here. It all becomes the same.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Especially since we haven't been blessed by Lathander's light in quite some time.
Seisha tithes 15 gold.
You are much too generous, but
Your temple does good work. We appreciate the Temple of Lathander. We're from Waterdeep, and they do a great deal for the Field Ward of Waterdeep.
I'll donate too. And she'll give like 20 gold.
he I do not know what we're going to do with these, but hopefully more resources to help bring the gift of light of Lathander to everyone. The Lathander temples in Waterdeep are good, but you walk with one, although she denies it.
Do we?
And V, you remember this from yesterday or from earlier today, where he was saying that the Phoenix is really Lathander, and then off where Kira was going, I don't want to have this. Basically the same like denial conversation, not denial, but like.
I would like to point out, or Kira said, I believe your God to you. I believe their God exists. I don't know why they don't believe mine.
Yeah, that. Basically
Got it. Yeah, V turns to Seisha, goes, yeah, it's like, I'll explain later.
Okay.
Is there anything else
Well,
that
I can only think
Lathander's
of...
light can do for you?
No. Just... take care of them. We need to get back to our inn. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Where will his ashes be delivered?
What was it, the Happy Cow?
Happy Cow to Bella.
Ah, yes, Bella. Is that where they're staying?
It's where she's staying, yes.
Yeah.
Right. She's staying, and he kind of like, yep.
And good day.
Turns around and solemnly walks inside to take care of the body.
V transition goes, yeah, there's they think Orkira is I don't know. Basically, they don't think the Phoenix is a thing, and they think Orkira just put a different name on their god and worships the same thing, and it's
That's
like
just rude.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
I bet. You ready to head back?
Yeah, I'm kind of tired.
Me too.
Thanks. All right. With that, Orkira, Vinley, and Harold, are you doing anything aside from just getting ready for bed?
I know Orkira wants to do something. I think I'll help Orkira with whatever she's doing, because I feel bad that no one's really talking about what Voss said. So she's just kind of hanging around people until it gets brought up, because she doesn't want to bring it up.
We get back to the room and Orkira is like very slowly pacing because she's trying to put things together, but you all know her enough by now to know that that's not her strength. She's the person who notices things. She's not the person who then puts all the puzzle pieces together. So she's like wandering back and forth from like the couch to where the fireplace is, just very slowly as she's thinking over things. And you probably hear her talking to herself because she does everything out loud. She's like, I guess I could ask about if Francesca's like here in town. or she has, or they. I don't know. Do we know? And she'll turn to Harold and Vinley and be like, "Do we know? Is Francesca like a he, a they, a they, a them?"
She's a succubus.
Oh yeah. Okay, succubus.
Yes.
Okay, they can hide what they are, though, right? That's a thing.
I would assume so. I don't know too terribly much about succubi, but I know their main function is tricking mortals into
Relations.
Soul
Thank you,
stuff.
Harold.
Yeah, you're really good at pretending to be Sasha sometimes.
I can throw my voice. It's a weird talent.
Yeah, it was super helpful.
It gets confusing when your bar is haunted.
Yeah, I had Vinley believing for a couple of days that suddenly Leaf could talk. Leaf was in on it. He thought it was hilarious.
I will never forget that. And I live a very long time, Harold.
Yeah, I know. I make that kind of mark on people. I was going to do a quick trip around the city, just get one last good look at it, and maybe head back here.
Do you want it to be able to fly?
No. Absolutely not in Daggerford. Are you kidding me? No. They're going to all grab pitchforks and throw them in the sky at me.
To fly high enough to where they can't throw it. You said you wanted to see the whole city.
On a human level, like here, right where I can see the people.
But you're not a human.
I know. You get the picture. I'll be right back. And I'm going to wave, and I will head downstairs unless anybody stops me.
Do I get the sense that Harold wants to be alone, or that,
I'll roll a deception check if you're trying to figure me out.
or Kira won't roll an insight check against Harold, so it'll just be my passive.
Let me roll deception and see if I can even get past your passive.
Yeah, my passive
We've
insight
been
is
on this
19.
road plenty of times. 28. I'm good.
Yeah.
Jesus.
She won't actively roll because that's not what she does to her friends, but so as you walk out, okay, all right. And then she'll just go back to pacing the room, thinking about what to ask the Phoenix, looking worried. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. I am going to immediately just turn and head straight for the orphanage.
Okay. We'll get to you in a second. Moss,
Yep.
Yeah.
you make your way into the River Shining Tavern. And as you walk in, it is very lavish, and it almost looks like an elven forest has grown this tavern. The way that everything is just more organic and filled with nature. It's almost as if plants themselves are built into the woodwork of this place. There is lots of silver-lined, metal that looks very old and tarnished. Put into like swirling patterns built into the bark of these tree-like pillars and things like that. And you see everybody here is of the higher caliber. You see more astute, rich merchants, a traveling noble or two, and the prominent citizens of Daggerford that hold themselves with a little bit more poise.
I walk in proud, covered in blood.
And it's almost like that record scratch is everybody's eyes just look towards you.
I look around. I'm just looking for them. If I don't see them, I pick a spot. Like I belong here.
And sitting in the back corner, you hear Davil's voice.
I walk over. I shoot the entire crowd a look just to get them to stop staring at me.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Cool.
With advantage because of blood?
I mean, 27.
Oh my god.
I don't think he needs it.
Yeah, immediately they're like, yeah, just...
That's their blood. That's on his face currently.
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah.
He won't kill us.
Hopefully he'll leave soon.
And turn back Is it just Davil or is Istrid here as well?
Istrid is there as well.
Okay. I wish we could have met under better circumstances.
Well, good evening to you as well. How is everyone doing? Where is everyone?
Just me right now. We'll see if we need to bring more in or not.
We do. As he sits back and his voice becomes more stern.
I'm out of my depth. I've never had to deal with something like this before. And the very real possibility of having to kill one of my teammates is a reality I would prefer not to face. I want to know how to resolve this without that. You're the only one I could turn to.
Well, I have a fairly expensive room here for the evening.
Few things, actually. I don't know this for certain, but we just walked into an ambush of a hired devil. Not too far from here, about 2 hours. And apparently, it said Francesca sends his regards. I don't know if you've ever heard this name before, but from what I understand, it's some sort of a succubus, which means we've caught the attention of something else.
What did I tell you?
I didn't start this. I didn't ask for it. But I'm here now in it, and I need your help.
I need to talk to her.
All right. Before I go any farther forward, are you planning on harming her in any way?
I'm not.
I'm going to insight check him.
Okay.
I know he's a good liar. 18.
He is telling the truth. Without a doubt.
I'll go get her then. I won't be long.
Everyone.
I'll get all of them then. I'll meet you back in the room that you have.
He tells you what room it is.
Good. I'll be back soon. And I head back out, trusting no one is looking at me as I do, and walk briskly back towards the tavern.
Okay. I will get back to you in a second.
Harold,
Yes.
the sun is setting and you see that most people are starting to pack up for the evening. And you see most of the kids that have spent their evening playing outside and wandering around the Shantea temple nearby being corralled back inside. And this is the first time you've stepped foot into the orphanage.
You can see that there is a single guard patrol that's just kind of pacing around, like walking a perimeter, but it's not as heavily guarded as V and Voss talked about it was the night before.
Got it.
But there is a small presence here, just friendly, just making patrols.
Yeah, I nod at them. Hey guys, as I'm walking through, because I know they like adventurers, and they've helped us multiple times. So I'm just like, yo, what's up, man?
And as you step foot into this orphanage, you see their eyes kind of shift in your direction, but they don't make a move towards you. And as you step in, there's this unnerving feeling. You step into this building. It's hard to describe. It just feels off. It feels like the shadows are a little bit darker. It feels like this long wooden hallway just seems to be almost like a gullet of this wooden structure as a creature ready to swallow you whole. It's a presence in the back of your mind that's just hard to shake, like the hackles in the back of your neck standing up.
I adjust my hat, and the brim of it stretches slightly so as to shadow my face as I walk in. It's not any way to hide me. It's just he's got kind of like this intimidating kind of lighting going on at all times.
And as you enter into this hallway, You don't see anybody. You can hear the sounds of children kind of going into their respective places for the evening to get ready for bed or dinner or what have you. But the hallway itself is barren. You see a small rat kind of scurry across the ground further down.
Right. I look around to see where somebody who would be like coming in to see this place would go to speak to somebody, and I head in that direction.
And as you're walking past, you see someone at the end of the hallway just kind of like head listing to the side a little bit. Their form just slightly in the shadows, too much to make out exactly who they are. And you see a corner room that is a bunch of glass windows, and you can tell that that is a main office heading towards the right, away from this person that just seems to be kind of...
Is this an adult person, or is this a small
adult person
standing and staring at me in the shadows?
Yep.
I will turn. I will make a point to stop where I was walking and just turn and look at them and mimic their head tilt just slightly, just to see what their reaction is.
As they look at you for a second, they turn and then walk down the hallway.
I turn and continue my way.
Okay. And it isn't, as you look at the office, that go ahead and give us an investigation or perception.
Oh boy, this is why I never go anywhere alone. We'll do perception. Oh man, those meaty dice are super cool, guys. 18. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
And you look in, and you see that the office is empty. The shutters seem to be closed for the day, and that's when you hear a footstep come from around the corner. And you see a very regal-looking brown-skinned woman that has gold and black makeup and a flowing gown of greens and pearls and golds, but all made of mundane materials. She greets you.
Can I help you?
You must be Mother.
I am. And who are you, and may I ask why you are here?
I'm Harold Hovelton. I'm looking for you.
Unannounced and uninvited?
Both.
Well, Harold Hovelton, why are you in my home with my children?
Oh, I just wanted to get a good look at you.
Is that so?
Yeah.
And why is that?
A lot of weird things happening in this city right now. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm trying to help these kids.
First time in Daggerford?
First time in Daggerford, but not my first time dealing with strange situations. Is there a strange situation going on here, Mother?
Daggerford is full of strange situations, Mr. Hovelton. It seems to be the pinnacle of odd occurrences. But I assure you, my children are very protected.
I didn't ask if they were protected. I asked if they were safe.
Oh, they are very much safe. Are you threatening me and my children, Mr. Hovelton?
Absolutely not. Certainly not. I would never threaten anybody that I wasn't certain was doing something they shouldn't be. But I want you to be clear on one thing. A friend of mine, I think, came through and spoke to you. Is that true?
Who are you talking about?
I don't think you'd be asking who I'd be talking about if my friend came and spoke to you. So why don't we just quit the preamble and get straight to the business? See, my friend is trying to stop something he shouldn't be. He's trying to get into some business that he thinks is he's going to be capable of ending, and I am from Waterdeep, and I'm here to make money. So if things aren't safe, they send me to make sure they are. And I've been working a very long time to keep this man in my eyesight. So you need to tell me whether or not things are safe. Do I need to roll a deception check? Because I am totally lying.
No, go ahead and give me a deception check.
Oh, not great. 16.
Was that a 1, Ethan?
It was a 3.
Okay. You are supposed to be gone and on your way already. Me and your friend have an agreement against a common enemy, Mr. Hovelton. And I do not appreciate the tone you are bringing me and my children, so I'm going to ask you once and for all to please leave me and my children alone.
I'm going to make an insight check because that's my whole business here, is just try to get a
need you
feel
to make
for
a
it.
wisdom saving throw.
Is she casting a spell?
He is not.
She's not, however, you will have advantage on this
Ooh.
reasons, and please do that roll privately.
Okay, yeah, I'll set it just to you guys.
Yep.
Oh, those meaty dice.
Chunky.
Nothing like the blood splatter of a wisdom
Do I
saving throw.
clearly know something has just tried to happen?
You do not.
Okay.
There's no feeling or anything like that. You just says those words, and you can continue as normal.
What is your perception, though?
My passive perception is my highest at 16.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Harold is going to give her a wicked smile. He's just going to grin broadly. And he's going to go, okay, I'm leaving. Let's hope I don't have to come back. And I'll make an intimidation check to leave her with one last thing to think about.
Okay.
18. And I will casually walk by her.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Does my hat activate?
It would be... Yeah, let's say it does. And you can have advantage on it.
Sure.
Nice.
Let's see if I can do better. It wasn't better. 18's the highest. Hey, I'm taking it if I can get it. And I will casually move by her and walk out the door without another issue.
Okay. She does not stop you. She does not make any like facial remark or any. There's almost like she is like stoically stone as her expression, as her eyes just follow you the entire way out.
And
Yep, go ahead.
right as you're about to leave, as the shadows seem to like stretch further and get, become more intense as the further you get away from her, it looks like her eyes glow a little bit before you walk outside the orphanage.
Harold will look back and she just hears this little and I walk out the door, just complete confidence. And I looked at the guards, I'm, all right, see you guys. Y'all have a good night, okay? Just 100% changes on a dime and heads back.
Okay.
And you see a familiar man walking down the street, headed towards the Lady Luck Tavern.
Yeah, as you make your way to the Duke's Way, you
Sure.
see Boss walking down, and as you kind of intersect him,
I see him.
You're both on your way. Yeah.
Excellent. I need to gather the group together. Some torrid business to attend to.
You are sure the lady in the orphanage is on the up and up? You are 100% certain?
Yes. I know how this seems. And trust me, I am looking in every corner for the evil in this place, and believe me, we're about to root out some.
Well, then let's get everybody together. But Harold's going to take one last look in the direction of the orphanage.
Okay.
And look back and go, yeah, let's do that now.
Okay. And I will, assuming, unless Seisha and Viomeliana meet us back.
They do. Yeah, you all kind of converge at the same time as you all get to the room at the same time. So everyone is together in the room at this moment. It's probably like close to I'd say 8 o'clock. The sun has just set.
Yep.
I want to say that eventually I coerced Orkira into sitting down, and I have scraps of paper sitting on the table, and every time she says something that she thinks is connected, I have written it down onto the scrap of paper in front of her, and I'm trying to teach her how to figure out a puzzle by putting the torn pieces of paper back together and helping her work through her thoughts.
And it's probably been incredibly frustrating because Orkira's thoughts are scattered and she just brings up everything that has happened in Daggerford in the last couple of days. And then I mean, everyone keeps saying that we flushed stuff, but there's no flushing. It's just a hole.
I was confused about that as well, because I just felt like I started understanding indoor plumbing. Now everyone's referring to this as indoor plumbing, and I don't really know what's going on. So we'll write that one down. I think that one's a key detail.
Okay, all right. I don't know what's key. I just see it. There's a lot. There's a lot of pieces of paper.
That's the beauty about it. When we know that something is no longer important, we destroy it. That way we don't have to think about it anymore. It helps
She
clear the mind.
absent-mindedly, when you say destroy it, her hand lights up with fire. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then she'll pick up one like just a useless sentence that Orkira said, and Vinley will drop it into the little fireball in her hand and be like, see, that thought is gone. And now we can focus on the important things. And then the door opens.
That's cute.
And you come in on that moment of like Orkira just staring at the piece of paper burning in her hand, like,
Everything okay?
no, but we're working on it.
All right. We delivered the body. Bella took it well. They're in shock, or she was ready for this outcome. We took his remains to the Temple of Lythander, and they're going to handle cremating him and getting his ashes to her.
Okay, that music.
They were
That one got me.
Creepy.
they were really surprised to hear about vampires at all.
Yeah.
And they also said though that they did have null attacks about a month ago. Potentially around the same time, the water went bad.
See, this is stuff we write down.
Do we know exactly when the water went bad? I thought it was like a month ago.
That's what I said.
Guys, when did the water go bad?
It was
keep
about a month
mind.
ago.
From what you've heard around town, about
Yeah.
a month ago. No one has given you a specific date.
It was about a month ago. No one has been specific. No one
And
had
the
a
null,
specific day.
null attacks are also about a month ago.
Interesting. It looks as if they were gathering supplies.
I know correlation is not causation, but
Whoa, V. That was very astute.
That's a
oh,
good
thank
way
you.
of- That's a good way of describing all these pieces of paper, because I don't know what we need the string for what.
Well, we
first
haven't
you have to
incorporated.
pin them to the wall.
Right, we haven't incorporated the string yet, Orkira.
Oh, you mentioned
Please.
string, and so I thought we were just gonna like tie them all together in some way.
No, you
Oh.
pin them to the wall, and then you use the string to connect all of the.
Well, slide in about here. I come in, look around the room, and say, "Good, you're here. I need everyone to go to the River Shining Tavern.
Why?
I have invited Davil and Istrid here to assist us in dealing with our problem.
Which
Oh!
one?
Wait, yeah, which one?
All of the
Water.
damn problems."
I look over at Vinley, completely shocked at this development, seeing if she knew this was happening.
On her face is shock and not fear, but uncomfortable feelings that she's confused.
Okay. All right.
Hey, when did you ask them to come?
How did
I
they
don't-
get here so fast?
Davil.
That was
I'm
my next
sure-
question.
I'm
Davil
sure
made
they
that
have their
house.
method. Devil's far more powerful than he might let on, but in any case, we all need to go there now.
I'll catch up. I've got to send a
I
message.
think it's important. Okay, well, as long as you catch up before we get in.
Oh, I'll probably beat you there. I've got a horse.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then fine. I just
Very well.
leave.
I don't think we should leave Seisha alone.
I'm fine. I'm a grown woman. I can take care of myself. It's only going to be 5 minutes. It's extending.
If you require,
I'll stick with her so she's not completely alone, and then we'll come back.
All right.
Sounds good.
I nod, and I will wait for Vinley to leave the room before I continue onward.
And she'll like get confused as to why no one's following her, and then just be like, and just like absentmindedly just wander down the stairs into the bar.
Orkira had started to pick up all the little pieces of paper and then realizes that, like, you're the only one that's left. Are we leaving, Seisha? Are you going? What?
Harold is gonna wait with me.
Yeah. And then we're gonna
we'll
go
be
together.
here shortly. We can
Yeah.
both ride Bernie. We'll be there in a moment.
And then,
We
so
will.
I'll just gather up all the pieces of paper into a massive wad, stick them in my bag, and be like, okay, and I will follow Finley down.
We will wait for both of you, and I'll
right.
leave.
Okay, so everybody heads down except for Seisha and Harold.
And I immediately turn to Seisha. Once I know that they are out of the building, I will look out the window to make sure Akira is out of the building. And I'm going to turn to Seisha, and I'm going to say, there is something up with this orphanage. There's something wrong with that lady. I'm telling you, everything in me says something's wrong. Something in there is wrong. And I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong with that place. And I'm not leaving until we figure it out.
Am I here for this conversation?
No.
I can go and talk to her.
No, we can't talk to anyone. I think there is something going on.
I can go sense if she's something unusual.
I wouldn't do it directly. We should wait until.
Well, you can't tell I'm doing it when I do it.
We should wait until she's out and about. Because.
Does she leave?
There's something weird about it. That's all I'm saying.
I can just go make a donation, Harold.
Do it tomorrow. Don't do it in the night. That
no,
lady.
of course not. Nobody would go to an orphanage at night. Who would do that?
Hi.
Orphans.
I need to go.
It's a good idea.
Why don't you...
I'm sending a message, trying again to send a message to Nigel about pit fiends and contracts.
Good idea.
I will sit here and wait. I sit there and wait.
I have ordered a shot.
Downstairs?
Yeah, I left pretty quickly, so I turned around and just saw Akira behind me, and I was like, I got time.
You get a 3 copper ale.
That's all I have, honey.
I make it taste like the firebomb stuff that we drank at the dragon party. So it, by placebo, I think I'm getting a shot.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Seisha, what are you sending to Nigel?
She casts sending and says, Nigel, it's Seisha. I need to know how to nullify a contract with a pit fiend. Before you get upset, it's not for me. Thanks.
All right, go ahead and roll a d100.
Oh, shit.
Six.
Oh my God.
You know what the percentage is, right? There's a 5% chance it will fail.
I rolled something under 5 last time.
Why aren't you a cleric and doing divine intervention? You would have
Somewhere next to Vinley downstairs, or Akira suddenly has the shiver up her spine, and she doesn't know why.
Yeah.
Me too. I also have this shiver.
Right?
I'm just like, ooh, wait, whoa.
It does go through. There's a slight pause before you get a response back, but you do get a response. This is tricky. Both contracts must be destroyed together, but one of those tied to it. Fiends hide and protect their contracts in the hells.
So that's you putting your hands through your hair because it's good news, right? That's you looking at me like everything's falling apart because it's good news, right?
How do you feel about going to hell?
Oh, I don't know. I've been in some of the bathrooms in Waterdeep. It can't be much worse.
We have to destroy both the contracts at the same time together. And fiends hide their contract in the 9 hells.
If only there was some kind of machine that shredded paper. We could just stuff them both in there at once.
They're on skin, remember?
Okay, so a skin shredder, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
Actually, now that I've said that, I really hope that never happens.
So, Voss. I'm just kidding.
Can't mention any of this to Venley. You can't even mention that it was a sending to anybody.
I won't. I'm.
Oh, well, I did mention it's a sending, but we can't say what it was.
It's okay. I'm really good at keeping secrets. Harold says as he realizes he has secrets for everybody in this fucking group.
I've got one more if you don't mind waiting a minute.
Oh yeah, sure.
Casting to Nigel again.
Roll a D100.
If you pull this off twice, I'm just gonna log off. That's it. It's over.
76.
Oh yeah.
There
I stay this day.
All right.
Have you ever heard of a succubus named Pinchesco or the pit fiend? I'm going to mispronounce this because I'm thinking about it. Bazka.
You
He's
got
the
it.
contract holder
Yeah.
and is hunting her. Thanks again.
And there's a long pause. There's like a minute or two of silence, and you believe that it didn't go through until you hear,
Multiple sendings incoming.
Oh.
I've got a couple sendings coming in. Hang on.
Succubi are dangerous creatures. They corrupt people through dreams of desire until they commit an ultimate sin, damning their soul. They feed on these souls through a ritual known as the Death's Kiss. What's more dangerous is the act can lead to the creation of a vampire. If the soul survives. Pincheska is unknown to us, but Mahadi says she is a powerful Lilith spawn and uses blood hexes. Now Bazka, he is a greater pit fiend known for terrorizing the Sword Coast in the Second Dragonspear War around 1363. It's said he was slain by the Broken Blade Eladriel and hasn't been heard of since. However, there were rumors of a pit fiend matching his description showing up in the same area and around Daggerford around 5 or 6 years ago. Be extremely careful around all fiends. I say this while in Avernus protecting a chosen Avil matter. Good luck.
Wow.
Well, wow, what? Are we fucked?
Well, I think I know where the vampires came from.
Sweet. Where did the vampires come
I
from?
think I know where the bad dreams came from.
Awesome. Wow, you got 2 in 1. Oh, where did those come
I just
from?
have like 5 sendings. That was, I don't know who's casting for him, but wow.
Okay, but yeah, but the point
Wait.
of sending what's going on?
Sorry. So
Sending cuts out back to Nigel.
I don't know. You got 5 responses back, so you might still have like
wait,
100
thank
words.
you, Nigel. That was all really helpful. You're awesome. Have fun in the 9 hells.
You told him to have fun?
What do you say to someone who's in the 9 hells?
He's gonna hear all that.
Bye.
I just
We're in the
imagine
9 hells. Nigel looks over to Kane.
I gotta stop replying to sendings. Just like in the trenches, things exploding around them. It's like, we're giving a history lesson. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, so succubi send dreams of desire and seduce people into doing horrible things. And they have an act called Death's Kiss and can turn people into vampires.
Wait, this whole thing is just this one succubus.
Pancheska, yes.
So that means, how much of the town does she control right now?
What do you
If
mean?
she's here, right, and she's doing this stuff here, there's no way she's doing
I don't
it.
know
when
that
she's
she has to
hiding.
be here to do it. She may be able to do it from a distance. I don't know.
Oh no, that's. I feel like if she's attacking the city with dreams, she must be doing something to the city. And if she's doing something to the city, chances are good she's sitting somewhere in the city, pretending everything's fine, while everyone around her does everything they can to hide her. maybe.
Ileana?
Yeah. Let's get everybody together and we'll bring this up to Davil.
Yeah, well, not if Venley's there.
We're gonna need Vinley if we're gonna fight something like that. Yeah.
We can't. No, Harold, we can't, because if we involve her in it, then she's thwarting. If we involve her in anything involving Pencheska, then her soul is forfeit.
I thought it was anything involving him.
No, him's giving to Pencheska.
I don't think that's true.
Yes, Harold, I have a perfect memory.
Oh.
That is correct, right, guys?
Your perfect memory can interpret your belief any way you want.
Okay.
But
Well, I have the
exact wording.
I
The
read
exact
the
wording.
contract. What was the
is-
exact wording?
The exact wording is: do not stop him from his endeavors.
Business. Yeah. We can't involve her in anything that endangers her of disrupting his business. Period.
However,
She can't know about this stuff.
However, I will let you know that she did summon Bozka, and there was definite conversations of Bozka knowing that that was a fiend of Pencheska thanks to Vinley, and it did not seem like that was involving or stopping him from his endeavors. I'll just say that.
I don't know.
I sure want the wand of magic missiles there, and I certainly want her to eat this succubus alive from the inside. I think both those things are important if we're going to fight a succubus. That's just me. I don't know. Obviously, I'm literally the worst person to talk to about contracts. I'm terrible at them, and I keep making them.
Yeah, I know the feeling. All right. All right.
Let's go back, talk to them. We'll figure it all out as a group. I'm not the brainy one by any stretch of the imagination. I'm the one that sounds brainy if you don't pay attention.
Problem is, Venley's the brainy one.
I know. That's why I say she should be there.
If we're trying to stop him, we can't give her the information about stopping him.
Oh, yeah. No.
After her, I think we'll be okay.
The fact that nobody has stopped to talk to Vinley about the fact that she summoned him is still bothering me. But
I'm right there with you. I had other things to take care of. That
I think we all had a lot of other things to take care of. Why don't we just...
Let's just go. We gotta get there. Come on. Let's go ride Bernie.
Yeah, Bernie. I'm glad that name stuck. I had a lot of evil laughs tonight, he says as he's walking downstairs.
And you all meet up downstairs. I'm assuming everybody waited.
Oh. Yeah, if you had said it was only 5 minutes, then yeah.
I would have waited until y'all were outside, but then I would have talked.
I think he said we waited a couple minutes, so that probably would have been about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so we'll come out and then we'll all head over.
You all make your way over to the River Shining Tavern, where you walk in to see this like elven forest motif on the inside.
It is very gorgeous. Vinley, it sets you a little bit, unease.
Why'd we pick here?
And you make your way up the stairs and on your way to room 2C.
And you noticed on the way up, a lot of eyes were on you until they noticed Voss was with you, and then they very quickly averted said eyes.
On us in general, or anyone in particular?
On you in general.
Okay.
There seems to be a lot of kinder, like murmurs when they notice Miss Gathala, but
yeah, it's not the disdain that V got in the other tavern. It's more just like curiosity and like, oh, adventurers in here. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
How many actual elves are in this place? Roughly.
Maybe 1 or 2 at most.
I try and hide my face from them.
Okay.
Because I recognize this architecture.
Yep. And you make your way up to 2C, and you see Davil kind of sitting there, and for a moment, you, at least those with a passive insight of 15 or more. He seems a little frazzled and then instantly sweeps his hair back and goes, "Oh, good. You're all here. We can have a polite conversation. Lock the door, please." And
I do
that
so.
We're going to take a break.
Oh,
Yeah, so many polite conversations happen behind locked doors.
yeah.
The super
Best
polite
kind.
ones.
Thank you all so much for that very exciting first half. If you have not done so already, please enter #Beyond and #Eldritch in the chat for your chance to win a player bundle from D&D Beyond or an Eldritch Foundry miniature. We will do that drawing at the end of the episode tonight. Please make sure you only enter once so you're not disqualified.
we'll see you soon.
And we're back. Woo, what a information-filled first half.
Yeah.
Returning back to the city after...
Returning Horton Miller's body to his wife, Bella Miller, and then sending it over to the Lathander Temple for it to be cremated in the days to come.
Harold did a power move and went to meet with Mother to kind of get a read on her. And then we find Davil has made his way into Daggerford to speak with the group. And but not before Seisha uncovered a lot of information after sending a sending to Nigel, one of the fiend hunters for the Sacro Saints, order of the sect of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Yeah. And we make our way back into the River Shining Tavern, where they find themselves upstairs as Davil, looking a little shaken, then composes himself and asks them to enter and to close the door behind them.
I do as soon as everyone enters and closes the door behind me. And as soon as I do, I turn to Vinley and I say, "I apologize for going behind your back, but I didn't know who else to ask."
And Davil kind of looks at you and goes, "All right, so I guess we're just getting into it. First, I was going to say good evening. How's everyone doing? Is everyone enjoying their adventuring life? But no. I guess we're going to talk about this."
It
Well,
is
I have a
elephant
bunch of
room.
assumptions about what we're about to talk about, and if any of them are true, then no, things are not good. No.
It gets tough sometimes. Some people aren't cut out for it, and some people don't make it. But that's not you. A bunch of bar-running nobodies turn Waterdeep on its head in a matter of 3 months. Armies of trolls, dragons, and insane beholders have done less with years of practice. Yes, adventuring is hard, but it pays well, and some days you get to save the world. Just be careful, because your biggest threat is yourself, and you see his eyes kind of fall on Vinley. If you give up on yourself, and you might start making weak and wrong decisions.
Speaking of Waterdeep, we set up ties with your Guild of Thorns group. The Aasimar with the Hound Archon bloodline. Rin, I think his name was. We'll have to see if he's trustworthy first, but...
An Aasimar?
Aye, that he is. But if his group can be trusted, we may have our groups set up to run the future's new Black Network marketplace, if we can find it. But that reminds me, we've been looking into this, and we believe it's a Nexus demiplane, created by a mythal set up through through an organization of casters and merchants, all interlocking in the same location at the same time. It's why there are time restrictions and how people get trapped there.
Yes, clever, unrestricted space outside the rules of any authority, and beyond those set in place by the market itself. But that is a conversation for a different time, and not why I am here. He looks over towards Istrid. If anyone wants to stay for this conversation, I'm here for you. You can stay if she wants you to.
And you see him look towards Vinley.
Everyone except Istrid. I need you to go take watch, please.
Anything you can say to them, you can say to me.
Any other time, yes, you know I would, but as if I could. But you must trust me on this.
All right. You're lucky I like you. Anybody needs me, I'll be making sure nobody breaks up your fucking little tea party here. As she saunters out the door, closes it.
Vinley, is anyone joining her?
I would like to.
I look to Vinley before I say anything.
Yeah.
Her decision.
I'd like a moment alone.
I nod, leave the room.
Just a moment.
And Davil looks to you, kind of questioningly, does that mean me as well?
No. No. I'm alone with Davil.
Okay. If that's what you want.
Just a moment. I'll come get you when we start talking about everything else.
Fine. Seisha goes out into the hall.
I also go out into the hall. Harold looks pissed at something. Not about this. You can tell it's not about this. He's looked pissed since y'all have seen him. He's just not doing a good job of hiding it.
Orkira's not trying to hide it. She is pissed about all of this. She's gonna take a very long look at Davil. And then turn and leave.
Does everybody leave the room?
Seisha, you leave? Okay. V, you leave?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And as the last person leaves and closes the door, it is just you, Vinley, and Davil. Sitting in a room that looks to be made of all wooden furniture, very natural and elvish in decor.
Very nice place you guys have set up here.
We're not actually staying at this location. I would not have liked it. It is too natural for my taste. Let me start.
Let me start.
Okay.
First, I'm here to give you these on behalf of Fala.
And Davil reaches in to a bag and pulls out a flower crown of white heather, purple anemas, purple gladiolus.
Purple anemones?
Yeah, that.
And purple gladiolus.
That's what I said.
Okay, sorry. She'll take the flower crown and just kind of hold it. Just very gently in both hands.
They say hey to everyone, and they hope you are safe.
Oh. This is awful. And you see, like, she's like, her chest is getting bigger with every breath out almost. Like, it looks like she's about to explode. There's been a lot happening in the last couple days, and I don't know what all of it means. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I did what I did. And I'm not entirely sorry about it, because if I didn't do what I did, I would be dead now.
I'm not here to scold you or berate you. I'm simply here to help you and hear your side. So why don't we start with exactly what happened? Do you mind the others joining us, or do you want them to still be separated?
Before we get to that, feel the need to bring this up, but I had a very strange dream the other day, and it included you, and I need to know right now if your magics had anything to do with that. Did you enter my dreams?
If I had that capability, it wouldn't be across hundreds of miles from Waterdeep to Daggerford. And to soothe your anxiety, I don't even have that ability. Although it would be fun.
No. Well, it was a nice dream. Okay, we can invite everyone in. Thank you for being honest. I just had to know the answer to that question before we moved forward.
If you don't mind, I'll fetch them.
And Davil gets up, walks over. Oh,
While
sorry,
we're
go
in the
ahead.
hall, Harold, are you okay?
Good. Just, a lot of things happening at once. It's kind of gets me flustered.
Would you like to share? I feel like there's not a lot of sharing going on.
Not here. Not now, but once we leave, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. We will 100%. I will share with everybody. It's just I need to.
It's not Harold. Your anger's your own, on your own time, at your own discretion.
No worries.
And the door opens, and he goes, everyone but Istrid.
Yeah.
Head in.
Yep. Walk in.
I go in.
Hi.
You see Istrid leaning up, just counting a pile of coins just over and over again.
So, it has come to, I guess, all of our attention that Vinley has made a deal with the devil. I guess what I am here is to ask, how did this happen?
Well, it started innocently. I wanted to do something nice for someone.
I asked her to do a seance to try to contact my mother.
And I agreed. And we set up every precaution that we could, that we knew that would happen. And it went sideways because we got good news out of it. And then a pit fiend came crawling out of my mouth and told me to...
Out of your mouth?
Yeah, it was really horrific.
It was awful. It didn't hurt that bad. But basically he told me to... I told him that I was the one that brought him here, and he turned to me and said, "Let me leave and I'll be your servant." And if we're being honest...
For one occasion.
I let him leave.
What are the contents of the contract?
She pulls it out and hands it to him.
Can someone read this?
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that it's not in that. Basically, it's saying that if I don't interfere knowingly...
I hand him the translation.
Oh,
okay.
Perfect.
And there's a good, 5 minutes of him looking it over, and he's just kind of running his hands through his golden hair, and you can... Davil typically has this cockiness to him. This
suave.
Yeah, and a slight arrogance that he kind of puts off. And it seems to just be breaking and hard. That demeanor's gone. And for a lot of you, this is the first time you're seeing a side of Davil you've never seen before. Maybe this is the real Davil. Vinley, you kind of seen this before when you met with him at the City of the Dead.
I'd like to insight to see if this is the real Davil or if it's an act.
Okay.
Oh, dear God, I hope you roll high because that just terrified me.
24?
It is the real Davil. and you pick up concern, fear, sadness, and there's something he's holding back. Obviously, he hasn't alluded to anything, but just with your 24, there's it's like a frog caught in his throat.
Yeah.
And as he's reading over the contract, he looks up to you, Vinley.
Why did you take this deal?
Honestly, I took it because I wanted his power.
Why do you want power from a pit fiend?
I mean, have you seen the state of the world recently? I feel as if we're all going to make it through this. It's going to be all of us working together. That's a lie. I wanted it because I was greedy. In all honesty, I wanted it to protect my friends and the people I care about, and also because I wanted his power.
Seisha, you watch a roller coaster of emotions just flood Davil. At first, you saw him about to speak up in anger to try and pull the truth from her, and then she admitted it herself. And with the first words, that anger came back in confusion and fear, and like true, legitimate fear looking at Vinley. And then with the last words, you see this wave of understanding
And guilt wash over him. And anybody who has a passive inside of 16 or higher can see this on him as he just sighs and his shoulders sag as you can see that just guilt wash over him.
I guess it's time we all start saying truths. I guess it's time I tell you why I didn't just choose to retire, but was forced to, and in turn put the burden upon my friends, my family.
You see him look to the door where Istrid is standing on the other side of the wall.
Thankfully, they trusted me and loved me enough not to question when I said we were done hunting liches, that we instead would make our fortunes in Waterdeep. It was just a turn of the new year, but you'd never know that, because the cold chill of Aurel's breath doesn't reach the jungles of Cholt. We were grinding through this maddening, old dungeon temple, devoted to some 9 gods. It was all repurposed by Acerek, the Eternal.
You watch as Davil pauses on that title.
He had created some soulmonger, a machine that siphoned the spirits of anyone who had ever been resurrected. And well, something you will all learn if you haven't learned already. The adventuring life, as I said, is very treacherous. And if you've dedicated your life to hunting and fighting liches, let's just say we all owe a lot to Istrid. And his eyes fall to Orkira, and then to Vinley. It's funny, though, because Tashlin and Zaraj, they actually fell in love when he took a disintegrate for her. Luckily, the orcish bastard was tough enough to take the hit. Barely. It was the falling fireball that did him in that time. But anyways, it all comes down to us fighting Acerek. Above a pool of lava, atop tiny platform walkways, all surrounding some fetal dead god that Acerek was going to use to destroy Toril and turn it into a wasteland of undead. And we were there to stop him. And we failed. One by one, I watched my friends, who are now my family, closer than any blood relative I've ever had, all fall at the hands of this unstoppable lich. In a moment of desperation, I made a choice. I wish I could say it was to save the world. In fact, if you were anybody else, that is exactly what I'd tell you. But no, I too, in my own selfishness, in my own greed, I called out to the devils of the Nine Hells and spoke the only name I knew.
And he pauses.
You see him take out a piece of paper and he begins to write.
He writes a name, Moloch. And under it he writes, "Do not speak this aloud."
Can I roll Arcana?
Yep.
History?
In this
History?
Or history.
in this case, because it's Davil, I would like to as well.
Sure.
Oh, natty
Just to
20.
see.
25.
21.
Arcana and history is the same thing for me. So overall Arcana.
I'm also going to try to roll, even though I know it's not going to go nearly as well.
17. Not bad, actually.
Oh,
Have you joined me in the not bad club, Okira?
I got a
No.
2.
I mean, kind of makes sense. Orkira is from a different...
Yeah.
different-
existence.
Yeah, my trip to Avernus didn't involve a lot of personal interactions.
What were the rolls again? I know Seisha got a 20 plus something. You got a natural 20. Boss got an 18, right?
17.
I
Binley?
got a 21.
21?
You know the name Moloch, who was once an archdevil in the Nine Hells, who served Beelzebub. He was his viceroy in Malbolge before he was exiled after the Reckoning. That's about all you know, Vinley, and Voss about the same. You've heard the name Voss, and you just know it was a really powerful devil.
Yeah, and
Okay.
is easily identifiable as one that is very commonly known enough to those that look to know such names, and that would be why Davil knew the only name he could think of.
Yeah. Seisha, you know that
Gotcha.
he was exiled from the Nine Hells and untrusted by his masters, and that if he ever returns to the Nine Hells,
He is forced into the form of an imp, and all of his power is stripped away from him while in the Nine Hells.
yep. So, but he is a very, very powerful devil.
He was known as the greatest Duke of Hell during his time before he was usurped. You also know that many, many other fiends hate Moloch because not only does he torture the souls of the damned, he finds great pleasure in torturing other fiends.
Other devils, per se.
Got it.
Yep.
And with the paper now slid towards you,
Davil continues.
I've learned not to speak their names. When great beings know your name, they hold a dominion over you. However, when you hold the name of something greater, you only invite them to look upon you and hear your thoughts when you speak it aloud. So be careful what names you speak. In the end, I got them all back. Alive, well, and freshly invigorated as if waking from a good night's rest. However, for stealing so many from Kelemvor and striking the bargain, I was cursed so that in the next fight I actively participate in, I die. There's no stopping it. There's no death warding. It just happens. And upon my death, I become eternally damned. So I did the only sensible thing I could think of and lied. As my friends won the fight against a worn-down Acerek. I feigned my death. And when they revived me, I told them it was time to retire. Don't worry about them, they don't remember anything. Their memory was that Acerek killed me, not them. And through Vergadane's divine intervention, thanks to Istrid, that is what blessed them all to be revitalized. If they find out, their souls are damned as well. So don't tell them. And if I have to, I will modify your memory to forget this conversation in order to protect them.
You have my word.
I would never tell any of them.
Never.
This is just another cruel tether to the contract. I have to lie to the one group of people I would never so egregiously lie to for the rest of my life. And this is why I'm so adamant when I told you, as he points to you, Voss, never mess with devils.
I have been consistent with that, but it seems they've come to us this time.
They will. The worst part is, we never found the phylactery. So Acerek may still be out there in the cosmos somewhere, but that's someone else's problem now.
We may be dealing with 2 devils.
Yeah.
There's one succubus, actually, Pencheska.
I literally just said don't speak their names, they see you.
Every time you speak their name.
If they are powerful enough.
Understood. I'm glad you told us that.
So Jessica.
Yes.
Okay.
Jessica.
That's what we'll use from this point going forward, then.
Succubi can manifest dreams on people to convince them to give in to their desires and commit sins and corrupt them. We experienced dreams the other night that I think would fit that bill. So we have the attention of 2 fiends right now.
That explains.
It also explains the vampires. Succubi can create vampires by...
You see Devil like throw his hands up, and the immediate insight goes, "What the fuck?" It's literally the expression you get from Devil's face.
We have a vampire problem.
We've stumbled into some shit pile that is heaping and
Oh,
making.
and don't drink the water. Not for at least a couple of days.
Yeah.
I was told that. Why?
Because there was a dam made of bodies.
You know what? You are definitely adventurous.
I told you it's been a very rough couple days.
In any case, it seems like Jessica's influence has overplayed this town. We need to find a way to oust her.
I wish I could help.
I understand why you can't. Do you have any advice, though?
I'm not a fiend hunter. I'm just caught in a similar situation.
I understand.
There
I have something.
is a way
out of play. Because I've imagined that Vinley's been sitting at a table with Davil, like next to him. Can she just reach over and put her hand secretly on his like forearm under the table, like just resting on it when he says, I'm in a similar situation?
Yeah. Let's say, or Kira sees it, but...
Do I?
Yeah, you would also see
it's
it.
above 20, yeah. But it's subtle enough that he kind of takes his hand and like wraps it over his arm to hide yours.
And you start to say something, Seisha, but he cuts you off as he doesn't even seem to hear you as he is looking at Vinley.
Yeah. And despite everything, I can say earnestly and honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. It's a burden I must live with, but from it I did write my songs. In Avernus I'll be in good company and dance with the devil in the pale saloon light. So I guess it's not all bad.
So bad.
And it's too late for me. But it's not too late for you.
And Vinley, you feel him kind of move his hand over and squeeze your hand from where you're holding it, holding his arm.
Let me take your burden.
I know a way to void the contract.
Oh?
Both contracts have to be destroyed at the same time in the same place. Problem is, the contract is likely in the Nine Hells.
And there it is. So even if you could, you would create a target on your back from the fiend you stole from. And believe me, I've done enough evils to earn my spot in the Hells. I'm just trying to do enough good to at least make it annoying for them when I'm there. But let me take your burden. I'll renegotiate the deal and absolve you. Plus, wouldn't it be funny to put two devils against each other in a fight over my soul? Something I can remind myself of and keep a smile on my face while I'm literally in hell.
No. We're not doing that.
It's Finley's choice, but if I get a say, no.
You're right. It's none of your choices. It's mine. It's my soul. That being said, I'm not going to make you some soul voodoo doll, Davil.
You like me enough to protect me now.
I never said.
It's different when someone else's soul is on the line, isn't it?
It's amusing, but I'm not going to persuade you. You're right. It is your choice, it is your soul, just as mine is my choice. But
there is something this creature wants. We know it's close by.
And Davil will hold his hand up to silence you while he finishes this conversation with Vinley.
Okay.
That's good to know. But if you change your mind, my soul's already forfeit, so you're not creating a soul voodoo doll. You are creepy. I'd just like to live a little longer before my final day comes.
Do I know, out of play, if Davil speaks Sylvan? I assume he does. I feel like I've talked to him.
You have talked to him in Sylvan before whenever I was like semi-chaperoning your date, and I didn't understand what you were saying.
Gotcha. In Sylvan, she will continue. I mentioned a dream. And now it appears it was from a succubus. Which makes it more confusing. But I don't care what it takes. You're not going to hell, Davil, Star Song. I will not allow that. And I should scare you more than any devil should.
If only you owned my soul.
I'll renegotiate.
Everybody sees. You don't understand what is being said, but you
Sylvan is different from Elvish, right?
correct.
Yeah.
But you see Davil smile wide at something Vinley just said.
You were saying you have something her devil wants?
It wants Jessica in the short period of time.
He said Jessica. He said Jessica.
Said Jessica. Let me say Jessica instead of this. All right. This is new information I've just learned. All right. Let me take a Jessica mulligan.
All right, that's fine.
All right, Jessica Mulligan. In this town, it wants the succubus, Jessica. If more so than it seems anything else. For what reason, I don't know, nor do I care. But it seemed open to renegotiating if we gave her to him. I have no compulsion to save either of these creatures' lives, but if it reneges the contract completely, and if we can write it and make him sign it in exchange for this being, it solves a lot of problems at once.
You're not wrong, and as I looked over the translation, you got a pretty open-ended deal.
Right. It was intentionally vague when he offered it, and excruciatingly vague when I saw the terms.
But you're not damned yet.
That's a plus.
I did not have such a choice.
Can you help us find Jessica?
I can.
And can you, I'd say this to Seisha or anybody who's open, because everybody knows more than me, it seems. Can we trap Jessica and contain her somehow?
It sounded like we don't have to from the conversation you had with that fiend.
Bob.
Oh,
Bob.
damn it!
No, not Bob. Not Bob.
No, I said Bob. Don't worry. I covered up yours.
Oh,
That's how
I
it
thought you were upset about Bob. What about
bad
Bob?
at this.
I just-
We're mispronouncing it and needed clarification.
I don't want to be in a position where Bob can take Jessica from us.
Well, yeah, but it sounded like all he wanted was to know where she was. And so if we, in that moment when you were talking to him, he wanted to know if you knew where she was. It sounded like the information. We don't need to deal with her directly. We just need to know where to point.
Right. It sounds like all we have to do is point the dog in a direction.
Or at least that's the
Alright.
start. If he wants more, then he's going to have to be willing to give up more, right?
Exactly. And that's why I think Davil should renegotiate the contract instead of one of us.
Well, Seisha,
we- We just... Logan is confused. Are we just got done talking about Davil renegotiating the contract with his soul. Is that not the same?
No, she was
Thing?
implying that,
he's our lawyer.
yes,
Oh,
instead of one of us talking during
Fair
the
enough.
negotiations with Bob, we should allow Davil, the person with expertise in this,
We
do
can't
it.
take him with us.
Expertise.
What?
Problem is, if we take him with us and a fight breaks out,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what Bob said when he left. He said, "Say my name when you know where she is, and I will come and negotiate." And then all we have to do is say, "She's over there," after he has signed the contract.
Well,
It was explicitly exactly where she is. It's not like a
Right.
general area. It has to be like, that's her.
Yeah.
Just so
I guess it's time to go find Jessica.
I can sense fiends within a certain radius.
What's the radius?
Oh, about 60 feet.
I
So if we have any thoughts on who it might be, and I can get within 60 feet of them.
Are we sure this creature is here in this city? Are we like absolutely sure? Because I can
No.
get a yes or no on that one.
Let's do that then.
That's a good idea.
Now.
I have an out of play question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it too late to roll an Arcana check on what Seisha said about a succubus's ability to influence dreams? I'm trying to get how close do they have to be to do that, or if they have to know the person.
Good question.
Is
Okay.
it like casting the dream spell?
You-
Well, I
you-
know it's not like casting the dream spell.
You're thinking about it. That's fine. You can make an Arcana check.
Perfect.
I'll say it's going to be a little higher just because you have a
Oh,
lot
that's
of
okay.
information already.
24.
They have to be at least somewhat nearby. Typically,
Within a couple miles.
eye line.
Finley like death grips Davil's arm because she hasn't moved it yet. She's in a succubus. When they use their dream altering, they have to be able to see the targets.
They have to see them at the time that the dream is happening, or just have
Yes.
seen them.
So she was in our rooms.
Jessica was in our room when it
She's
happened.
here then.
So
She
who could
has
it
to be
be?
at the tavern.
It's either Morwin or
I'll give you this
the bartender.
simple logic deduction. You do have windows.
I know.
Okay.
And I do know succubi have wings. Because we are on the second floor.
Morwin or
I have a couple of people that I think it could be. Basically anyone that's not acting okay with everything.
The keep is the only place we haven't been yet that seems the most suspicious in my mind.
I think we should still at least try a couple of other places, maybe like the orphanage, the bar.
I agree with
don't-
the
I can
orphanage.
do it. I can do it 4 times a day. I could hit the bar tonight.
Wait, the orphanage is right down the street.
I could
Why
hit-
the orphanage?
I don't know. I just get a funny feeling about that place. Might as well try it.
Davil kind of like looks out the window. And it's right across the street. You can look at it.
Yeah, I mean we're right there. Might as
How
well
wide is the
out.
street?
It's about like 15, maybe 20 feet wide.
20.
And how big is the orphanage? Is the entire building within 60 feet?
No.
I'll land on the roof.
Before we go running off, do we have a list of people we suspect? Well, let's start crossing them off
I
before we
think-
start.
What about Ileana?
We don't know where that person is.
Right. But
That's an old name.
yeah.
It was
My thought is she'd be dead by now, particularly after
Unless
what?
she's a succubus.
Yeah, unless then she would be alive and maybe went somewhere, pretended to die because she was alive for too long
I can't
or something.
say she's not, but it's been I didn't see her there.
Maybe.
But we know that the Duchess was going to meet someone named Ileana.
Hmm.
Why don't we just
She's still
peek by?
somewhere local. If it's the same one.
How many times can you do this?
4 times a day.
I can also help with this. Although
So-
I'm gonna need a rest.
The keep, the orphanage, the bar that we were staying in,
right.
and one other place.
Yeah, I can help within 30 feet. I can prepare something for tomorrow that will help.
I can
I don't
prepare
have it now.
people, friends to assist us in the fight as well if it comes to blows.
Well, if we can figure out who this is or where they are, once again, we don't necessarily have to engage Jessica herself. If we, if
Depending on who they are and where they are, we may want to.
We may, but if not, we may see that it's so-and-so, and then we tell Bob that so-and-so is really Jessica,
Mhm.
and we renegotiate, and then we can deal with stuff from there.
We should not do any of this while Davil's here.
Yeah.
We should also not do any of this tonight while we're all really tired. And in case it turns into a fight.
Oh, I'm still pretty good.
The only thing I'm worried about is that if one of them is this succubus, then they might try to bust out before we stop them.
But at the end of the day, we still upheld our part of the deal, hypothetically.
Yeah.
I'm just asking a question. Are you planning on doing this tonight?
No.
No, I don't think so.
I was going to.
You
use
still,
my
yeah, you can still use
Right.
it tonight.
Yeah, and I'll still ask the
as
Phoenix a
much as
couple.
possible. It,
Yeah.
it won't work through walls, but
Oh.
how did things get left off when you were last at the orphanage?
How did what?
How were things when you left? Were they good? Were they tense? Were they
It actually ended very well. I came in there tense, obviously. I didn't trust myself not to kill her, if I'm being honest, but
That's unfortunate.
we parted ways, and I felt relieved that the orphans were in such good hands.
I have a way to get in.
Well, no, I want to talk to Mother. And
Right.
if it had ended poorly, I could go there and say, I understand my friend came here and made a stink. I would like to make a donation to
It did not end
assist
poorly.
you and smooth things over.
I probably gave too much of a donation, if I'm being honest, but it did not end poorly.
Okay.
I don't think she would not welcome us back, but I have no reason to believe she would turn on us in any way. She was open and forthright to me when I went to see her.
She doesn't like me. She knows I'm not an abjurationist.
That orphanage, right?
Yes, the one across
Yeah.
the street.
Yes.
And he looks out and you see, just like the other night, a couple of more guards start taking positions at the entrances and exits of the orphanage.
Harold
Awfully well guarded orphanage.
Harold struggles not to smile. He just keeps staring.
It makes sense.
Is there any front-facing
protective.
windows?
They are, but just like the night before, they're all shuttered. closed.
Shuttered. Okay.
Well, if you're staying the night, you can always stay in my room. And he gets out a piece of chalk and starts rolling it across his fingers. It's just in here, and he walks over to the privy and begins drawing a
Much as that somewhat weirds me out, it may be a good idea. If Jessica knows we're back here, it might be good. Can she get in here in any way?
Imagine she can get in anywhere that isn't protected.
This particular place, if he's doing what I think he's doing,
You see him start drawing a door.
she won't be able to enter.
Fine, yeah.
a couple of runes. Oh, would somebody be, kind and, you know what? Voss, be a gentleman. She speaks so highly of you.
I go to the door, open it, and I say, "You may re-enter, milady. The Lord is done
Oh, easy.
speaking."
Thanks, Crispy Marshmallow. I appreciate it. As
It's
she,
a delicate flower.
she smacks your ass on the way in.
Take it.
Ooh, is Venley wearing her flower crown?
No, it's in her lap. She hasn't put it on. It's sitting
Okay.
in her lap.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Probably, yeah. It's pretty big. She's got a big head. Look at that.
Where did that come from?
This was the gift from Vala.
Wait a minute, let me see.
Mm.
Anemone and Gladiola and Hep. Oh, that's so sweet. She sent you a message.
They sent you a message.
Or sorry, they sent you a message.
Oh. Do the flowers speak?
Flowers have meanings.
I knew that.
And that's, let's see. The anemone is typically anticipation. And the gladiolas are typically heroism. And heather is a flower of wishing someone good luck. Or purity. It can go either way.
How about the second one then?
So
Oh wait, no, that's not. No, that's not. Never mind. That's not purity. That's another flower.
So anticipation, heroism, and good luck?
Mhm.
I wonder what they're doing.
They're wishing you luck on your quest of heroism and anticipating your return.
Oh.
Also, the specific color means something.
Yes.
You are correct so far, but a purple anemone symbolizes protection from evil.
Purple anemone.
Anemone.
That color specifically is protection from evil. So she sent you a message.
They.
They, damn it. They sent you a message and a blessing.
You didn't tell them, did you?
Tell them what?
And she whips her head towards Davil. You didn't tell them, did you? Please tell me you didn't tell them.
Not specifics. I'm concentrating. He's writing like really intricate runes across the...
Oh, I know how much you can talk during spellcasting. Don't try and play me, Davil. And she puts it on her head. I'll have to thank them. Thank you for translating, Seisha.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty.
It's
It looks
very
really nice
lightweight.
on you.
They are flowers.
Just like a look of like, concentrate on your spellcasting, Davil.
Oh, I'm already done. And he opens the door, and you see two butler Davils at the entranceway standing there. And they bow and greet you on their side. They don't walk out, obviously, but
This is very disconcerting.
Yeah, it's a little.
What's that? What? Why does the bathroom look that way?
Davil is able to make a doorway that goes to a really nice house using chalk and drawing on the wall.
and you see the arcane runes kind of fade into the woodwork as it now shimmers with a faint glow.
It's a simple spell, really.
Are we going back tonight?
I mean, I guess they could. He looks up. Are we going back tonight? As he looks to all of you.
I would like to speak to both of you privately about some Doom Raider business before you leave, if that's all right.
I have plenty of rooms.
I think that it's safest if they're on to us, considering everything. I think that it might be safest. Just I don't want to drag you guys into everything going on with us.
Am I going to be your lawyer?
That was Venley's call, and she said yes.
I think it would be helpful.
Then Istrid, make yourself comfortable.
All right.
I think the combination of Harold.
Where are we again? Fucking Daggerford?
It's
Smells like shite. She walks in.
Oh, that's the tannery.
and the water.
And pretty much
Mostly the
everything
water.
else.
The fact that it doesn't have plumbing.
If she turns to look when we say water, I toss her the little vial of death water, and I'm like, "See, smell it."
No, don't.
She doesn't even. She like takes a step to the side and watches it as it hits the ground.
Oh, great! Now the whole room smells.
Davil, clean it up.
And he kind of waves his hand and prestidigitizes the spill away.
I was talking to your fucking butlers, but whatever. Drink me.
And they come and a drink materializes.
Oh, yeah, you have
I'll be in my room if you need me. Let me know when you want to go home. I've got business tomorrow. Don't keep me here all day.
And Davil walks over to Voss and goes, she likes the room, second story, third room to the right, down the hallway, on the left.
Why are you telling
Noted.
him this?
Thank you. But in any case, I do need to speak to at least you.
You said privately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the bar?
Yes.
That way. And you see a doorway kind of open into a hallway that looks like a grand bar. There's this nice, like, warm glow to the area from the lights that are illuminating it, and polishing a glass is another Davil.
Orkira stands in the doorway of what Lauren knows is a magnificent mansion, but she is very slowly pushing her head inside. What? Is this like a big tiny hut?
Exactly, precisely. That's. Orkira, you did it. You solved the puzzle.
It's a big hut.
I didn't know this was a puzzle. This is really...
But you
Why
came
are there
to the
so many of
conclusion.
you here?
He's a
All of his
narcissist.
servants are disguised. Well, not servants. His employees are disguised to look like him.
No,
Notice.
you are correct, servants, and that's why I choose them to be me.
Oh.
I'm not going to
Isn't-
supplicate anyone else.
Oh boy. Well, I'm
There's
gonna go
a
to
lot
that bar a little bit sooner than I thought, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna
let's
head over
go,
to the
Harold.
I'm also coming.
They should
Wait for
links
me.
her arm through Harold's.
Finley
They're
comes
also
running
not.
up.
They're also not real.
That was going to be my question. Like, so what are they?
Spirits. As I grab Seisha's arm on the other side and walk into the bar too, because I need a drink as well.
And Orkira is like,
Orkira, come on.
You're poking and you poke him.
hi.
Would you like a drink?
Is that Devil or is that the
The butler.
You both are yes.
Yep.
Specifically, is it the real Devil or the butler?
The butler.
Who can tell?
Hey, if you are unhappy, I can help. Okay,
I am extremely happy. I love being here. In fact, I was made to be here.
Can I insight check this ghost?
Sure, insight check.
15, 14, 13, 12.
Even with the 12, it seems genuine.
Yep.
Okay.
In
No,
fact,
you don't...
I live to serve.
Be out.
Mr. Devil, look at me.
Oh God.
That's a little creepy. If you ever get tired, let me know. I can help.
I don't sleep. I'm never
Okay.
tired.
Well, if that changes, let me know and I can help. I can help. I think I can help. I don't know. I'm gonna go follow my friends now. Bye.
And
I will follow them to the bar.
Yep. You guys can have basically any drink you want. It will not intoxicate you.
Oh.
I'm drinking from my flask.
Really?
Oh, 100%. It's
Oh.
real.
Oh.
It is 100%. It'll intoxicate you. It'll
Oh, I know what you're thinking of. As soon as we leave the mansion, though.
Oh, okay.
I,
Oh, you don't
yeah, okay.
stay intox. Does that mean if you eat anything that's
everything in here is basically real, and
Real.
you can eat, you can drink, be merry. Everything is fine. It just cannot leave you can't take it with you
Take
out.
it to go.
But if you
because
consume
they
it
won't
here,
let you go out
it-
on the street with the
It
to-go cup.
sustains you. It
Yeah,
is not an illusion. It is a conjuration.
Yeah.
It is
Wow.
manifested in front of you.
Lauren is avoiding asking the question if I eat something and walk outside, what happens in my stomach? But that's a question for scholars, not me
Yes.
or Kira.
I am mixing a martini for V and I, and actually everybody. I was like, "Who wants martinis? Martinis?"
Me.
Oh,
That's a
you see-
martini.
A couple of Davils. Yeah, another Davil comes out and starts making
oh,
for you all.
perfect.
Is it like a Manhattan?
Never knew what they named that after.
But anyways, Davil and Voss, you go to what looks to be a war room. There's a long table with a multitude of chairs. You know this. It's
Yeah.
where you had the discussion with all of the others before, because it was in this mansion.
I sometimes forget how powerful of a mage you are.
Mm-mm. Lee is a mage. I, sir, am a bard.
And he looks around, it's like, does that mean our own bard would be capable of this at some point in time?
I'm not sure.
And would it be this house, or would it be something of his design?
I'd love to see him copy. That would be very amusing. No, it's whatever he wants it to be. So I'm assured it's going to be lots of purples. Honestly, it probably will be a bunch of himselves. It will probably smell over perfumed, trying to compensate for some reason, and the food will. I don't know. There must be something. He's just
Enough. You've given me a lot to contemplate.
seems
this
like a
day.
lobster man.
More than you may know. In any case, what I wanted to talk to you about was a number of things. But given what you just told me, this is something I've been pondering for a time, and I know you would have to ask the rest of the Doom Raiders for this.
Of course.
We are, as time passes, becoming more and more embroiled in the problems of this city. We are also becoming more and more powerful in the underground. My hope is that someday we usurp both the Xanathar and the remains of the Zentarum and take it all for ourselves. And after what you've just told me, I really don't have a choice but to bring this up. I want to be your second in command.
You see him lean back and sit heavy into his chair.
I don't like the thought of you dying, and I have no interest in usurping your power, nor your position, even though you told me something that makes you exceedingly vulnerable. But, in the case that you do die, while there are many in the Doom Raiders who are strong, stronger than I, there are many who are intelligent, all of them lack a real, clear vision for the future.
I think they all have their different visions of what they want their future to be, but as
Exactly.
for the future we're talking about right now, the one that you have placed upon the table so graciously through all of your hard work, you are correct.
I believe I could create a vision that not only unifies them, but also turns the Doom Raiders into something that changes the city forever and leaves a lasting legacy beyond just us. And in time, perhaps the Xanathar and Zentarum would be seen as names of the past here. But I need the ability to move them in certain ways. And if you ever were to die, it needs to be clear what the chain of command is.
Right now, I guess my second hand would be Istrid.
Worthy, but
She only cares about coin.
exactly. And while coin is important, don't get me wrong, where we're entering now requires planning
Focus.
many steps ahead. Yes, which I have in spades.
You have shown me many times, Mr. Ronto. I do not grant you this position now. Again, I have to speak with the other Doom Raiders.
Of
We are
course.
family, you are just a member. A new member.
I understand this is a hard sell, hence why I wouldn't expect an answer now. And I understand I would have to prove myself perhaps to each of them, but I see myself in this organization in the future. And I see this organization expanding beyond the bounds of what it once was.
And you see him tuck his gold hair behind his very pointed ears. And he goes, "Yes, but you'd have to outlive me first."
Unlikely. But we all have to plan for our eventualities. As I said before, I have no plans to usurp you or take your power. Despite everything else, you are a fine leader, and I do appreciate you.
And the Doom Raiders appreciate you and your BFGs.
One other thing. Don't consider this now. I pull out a small piece of paper, parchment, and slide it over to you. Written on there are 4 things I will need done in the future. Number 1 will be the most difficult, and one which you may have the most against. But I don't trust her completely, even after tonight, and I believe if the opportunity arises, she will do this again.
One of the reasons I'm so attracted to her is because she's so dangerous. But I understand what you're saying.
It may not make sense now, but I've thought this out. I can't make you do any of this, obviously, but it benefits all of us.
We'll see.
I don't even... That we will, and I will send that your way. I will just have that across from him. It is sealed, but it's just a piece of parchment.
Okay.
Thank you for your hospitality tonight.
As I said when I offered you that small box, mi casa es su casa.
Of course. And if it's not made self-evident in the letter, I'll be sending you a package soon. Keep it safe. It is important to the future.
You are an enigma, Mr. Otto.
If everything goes well, and even half of what I want succeeds, we will rule the underground for centuries.
And hopefully I get to see the fruits of your labor.
I look forward to showing them to you. And I nod and bow, and as I do, your self-sacrifice is inspiring, but please don't throw away what little soul you have left.
It's her decision.
Yes, it is. With that, I will bow and leave the room.
And as you leave, a Davil walks in. Mistress Vinley, Galanodale summons you, sir.
Does she know?
Oh, she does.
You handsome devil, show me the way.
Oh, of course, right this way, you handsome man yourself.
Poor choice of words, Davil.
This is sad.
And then he goes by, he's like, you gotta have fun.
And Davil leads Davil to a one of the side dining halls where Vinley is sitting.
And at this point, she's already taken off her armor, so it's just her wizard robes again. And sitting at the table, she's already left the drinks, is a setup of food. And I've asked the Davils to bring me Davil's favorite dish and his favorite wine.
Okay.
And I'm sitting in his favorite room.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there waiting for him when he walks in.
And as he walks in, the door opens by the butler Davil, and he goes, "Thank you very..." And he just kind of takes everything in, and it's like, you've definitely caught him off guard, and you can easily see that just with your passive insight.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I didn't know what you liked, so I asked them.
And who would know better?
Right. Come on in. I have one more truth to tell you.
Door opened or closed?
Closed.
And he nods towards the other Davil.
Closes the door and leaves you two in privacy.
I lied earlier when we were all talking. I don't want you to negotiate our contract. I don't want to put you in a situation where you... Hell. I just needed an excuse for you to not leave. Give me a second. And she reaches into her bag and pulls out a small potion and takes a sip out of it. Just a tiny little, about half of the potion bottle. And she goes, okay. From the moment I met you, Devil Starsong, I did not like you. In the slightest sense of the word. And then I realized I didn't like the mask you wore. This dinner is to represent, or to thank you for allowing me to see who the man behind the mask is. I care for him more than I would say I cared for many people in this world. And I don't want you to think that that can go to your head or anything, so I should probably insult you now as well. So I think it's incredibly egotistical that your serving staff is yourself. And it also is a very great commentary on how you think you are subservient to not only yourself, but everyone who is in your life. And I think that's very touching and also very sad. I respect you a lot. And I enjoy your presence. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak.
He just sits in silence. And you can see a wave of subtle emotions kind of wash over him. And you can tell he's holding back something, but he just sits there and smiles at you, looking in your eyes, and goes, "Well, have you tried the food?"
I haven't. I was waiting for you, and for the conversation, because it's rude to talk with your mouth full. And she starts eating and stops talking.
And he doesn't really say much else, as he just kind of, he also joins in. He's not going to sit there and watch you like a creep, but he enjoys the dinner. But it's quiet, and there's a couple of like not weird, but very flirtatious eye looks and small smiles and stuff like that. But he doesn't say anything. He lets you kind of.
It's a comfortable silence.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up, she stands, walks over to the door, turns around and says, "Good night, Devil Star Song."
Good night, Vinley Galanoto.
And she'll open the door and leave.
And as you're closing the door, you hear him say, "A very good night indeed."
Indeed, she says very quietly in Sylvan.
So unless anybody wants to do anything else,
I think there is more that needs to be done.
Yeah.
I know Seisha and Orkira had stuff to do.
I'm sitting at the bar, and Harold had said that he was getting us all drinks despite the Davils, and I have asked for a large glass of rum. And for a while, she's just sitting there. It's sitting next to her, but she hasn't drank out of it. And she's got a scrap of a piece of paper and is, in one hand, she's got a fire going. And in the other, she's been furiously scribbling on this piece of paper in very neat handwriting. And if anybody comes over, it's titled Possible Disguised Jessicas. And it's just a giant list of people that she knows from Daggerford, but the top 2 names are the ones that you see she keeps going back to. And she's just every once in a while, like, playing with this fire in her hand and then looking at the paper and playing with this fire in her hand and looking at the paper. I'm not good at this.
Well, here, while Voss isn't here and he's having his conversation, I need to explain something to everybody real quick, okay? He is acting real weird whenever I bring that place up. I went to the orphanage myself just a little while ago to see what that place was like, and let me tell you, I haven't been that uncomfortable since I was on a beer. There is something weird going on in that orphanage. I'm telling you, it's that lady.
How
I'm
did things
certain.
leave with you?
Huh?
How did it end with you?
Not well.
Perfect.
And with that, Orkira takes the fire that's in her hands and touches the top of the rum and is going to cast Commune.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And so it lights up with fire,
Nice.
and she's just going to stare at this burning alcohol for a little while as she ritually casts Commune.
I just want to say that was the sexiest thing I've ever heard.
Here, Harold, under his breath with y'all's keen perception, you hear, badass.
It's the one badass thing I'll do today. Okay, yeah.
All right, so you cast Commune, and it ignites the cup, or the glass. It ignites, and it's burning with this orange flame.
And there's a part of Orkira that is going to sigh internally because she was a little unsure in this place whether she could still even contact her god. But she'll look at all of you and say, give me a minute. Give me a second. I'm going to prep a few things not out loud. And then just in her head to the Phoenix, she's going to say, so when I talk about Jessica, I'm really talking about this succubus named Puncheska that I'm not supposed to say out loud. So you'll have to forgive the weirdness. I'm not even sure how much of this is necessary, but here we go. And then out loud, she will say, is Duchess Morrowind Daggerford actually Jessica?
And there is a flicker that doesn't quite tell you what you want to know. It is unclear.
Well, it's not a no.
That's
Wait, I have an idea. What if that's because she's under the influence?
It could be that. It could be a bunch of stuff. I'm going to be honest. The next couple questions I were going to have is I was going to ask about the person in charge of the orphanage. If they were,
I think instead of saying Jessica, you should say the succubus.
Or even just a succubus.
Or Kira,
Yeah.
you know that.
A succubus would work.
I'm going entirely off of what Harold's heard.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm letting Orkira know what you said with the Phoenix is perfectly under. Like, you know, the Phoenix knows what you mean.
I'll look at Harold and say, "Oh, no. That was the moment. Silently, I was letting them know
okay, yeah.
who
No,
Jessica is
Rock
because I was told
on,
I was
you
not
got it.
supposed to say that other person out loud.
Yeah.
So I'm
totally,
being,
100%.
Yeah,
You're good.
no, I
Thank
totally
you,
get
Phoenix.
that. No, yep, thanks. Okay. Do we want to continue down the what exactly is going on with the Duchess, or do you want me to keep asking who might be Jessica? Because I got a list, and she'll hold up the list like a private investigator. Like, I got a list.
He
Maybe
grins and
move
he's like,
on.
I like the list. The list is good.
Okay.
I think we should try the lady at the orphanage next.
Okay.
Mother.
It-
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is the woman in charge of the orphanage that everyone knows as Mother, she, Jessica?
And without any hesitation, the fire almost snuffs out.
Okay. Do we want to go back to the Duchess, or do we want to ask more about what's going on with the orphanage?
Ask if Ileana is.
Does Rikira know who Ileana is, besides just that this is a name that has popped up once or twice?
I think it got explained
Voss explained,
when
yeah.
Voss was.
Us said it was the name of the leader of the orphanage when he was there as a kid.
Okay. And Rikira knows that the Duchess was going to see someone named Ileana. Okay, all right. Is Ileana the person that we've been hearing about? That Jessica?
And there's a pause, and once again, you watch it just slowly fade away into nothing and does not reignite, because that is your third question.
And she grabs the glass and shots the entire thing,
Whoa.
and then puts the glass down. And you see a little burp of fire. Well, tomorrow we should go talk to the Duchess.
Yep. Maybe my instincts were wrong. I just scared some lady for no reason.
No, I think your instincts are right. But that might be a different problem.
Fair.
And she's gonna look over at Seisha. Let's all just go together, okay? Because I feel like we all just keep going over there one by one, and if we're concerned about these kids, let's just go. Let's just talk to this
My
woman.
plan won't work if Harold's
Listen.
there.
Yeah, no, I'll wait. I'm fine. Y'all can do it without me.
I'm just
Okay, 'cause
gonna
I wanna go and
give
just,
her
like,
money
put down
and
his own
find
truth
sense for
and-
her. I'm not having a conversation with her.
I'll give you some like inspiring words, like don't forget your coppers before you go to church. I have no idea where I'm going with this.
Harold, are you okay?
I'm tired, is what's going on.
It's been a long day.
That's my role play for not having any more bardic inspiration. All the inspiration he attempts to give is just stupid nonsense. Like,
I love it.
you know, to always brew your coffee before you have your ham sandwich. I don't know what I'm.
Hey, Akira, can you be ready in case I need some healing?
Always.
Thanks.
Are you gonna do the thing? You're doing the thing. You with the
Yeah.
stone? Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Okay.
I mean, as long as we're just sitting here drinking, I might as well. We're in a safe place tonight, so.
Could Vinley re-enter after dinner at this point? Has it been long enough?
We'll say, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because she definitely wants to get more drunk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Seisha pulls out the stone.
I'll
Oh.
scooch next to Seisha.
Vinley will rush over and be like, "Oh, we're doing the stone. What are we asking?" Absentmindedly grabs a shot of the strongest whiskey ever.
That was mine, and oh, there she shot it. Okay,
When you pour another one, pour one for me, okay?
I pour 3 shots, just like drag it all over.
Easy
He's
enough.
already drinking
Seisha
it.
reaches out and grabs one and shoots it.
Well,
Okay.
I just got any more shots. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Boss.
Where are the last known whereabouts of the crown of Bay Alcosin?
Right.
You feel this raking pain of images and knowledge just race through your mind. And as you get a swell of information, and you take 13 points of psychic damage.
And you hear Beware those that seek the crown of horns, forged by the Netherese. Its history is nothing but millions dead in its wake. Its power brings destruction to all those that do not possess the power to wield it, but those that do can steal hundreds of lives in the blink of an eye and command their souls. Once resting upon Death's head before his demise atop the Blackstaff Tower, its last known location was reside upon the Horned Harbinger, Neharis Dathek, within the shadows of Sargauth.
Or Galf Dam.
Oh,
Good woe, bad woe. Do you need more healing woe? And I will.
well, it didn't exactly answer. Well, it did answer the question. Good news is, and she puts the stone away. I don't think it can read my mind.
No.
So that's really good news. That makes me really relieved.
Okay, so what's the bad news then?
Yeah, you asked about a crown. I'm not familiar with that artifact.
Yeah, it's crown of horns, also known as that. It's really, really powerful.
Bentley, make a history check.
Is
Thank
it
you.
a bunch of trumpets tied together that you wear?
No, I
Or...
think it's like horns.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Harold,
less
I think it's
fun.
like these horns, not your horns.
That's a
I
lot less
have
fun.
no idea what the crown of horns is, honestly and truly.
It's
Like in the Slidos.
apparently it's really, really powerful,
Oh,
and it can be used to
mhm.
steal hundreds of lives,
Oh, how
and-
so?
command their souls. And she glances at Venley.
Command their souls? Command?
Yeah.
That seems like a very powerful artifact that should not fall into the wrong hands.
Why do now I just imagine a crowd of trombones, as if that makes more sense than the trumpets for what it does?
Can his hat please turn into a crown of trombones right now with acorns inside of the trombones?
I mean, if it's
Controls
one
the-
trombone with just the
Just
bell.
a trombone on his head.
Yeah, just a
Little
bell on
acorn
his
hanging
head,
off
and then foop, 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 foop.
The only time he does not have control over the hat is probably in about 30 minutes.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, by now it's almost surely a nightcap telling me, "All right, bro, I'm ready to sleep."
So it just kills hundreds of people and allows you the power to control their souls?
Kalimvar used to wear it.
Make a
Or,
religion
you
check.
said Death's head.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
which death actually?
That's a good question.
Can I roll a
Make a
religion
history.
check?
No, because it's tied to the crown. It would be history.
Fair.
18.
I hope you get it.
Created by the Netherese and then enhanced by the god of death, Merkul.
This was the crown he wore
Oh
as a god.
shit. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
what if
wait, no. Putting pieces together. Wrong god's death. Wrong god.
yeah, it didn't sound like Kellenvord's
Mercule.
thing.
It was Mercule's crown. Yeah.
And do we
Wait, wh-
know where that crown is currently? Did it answer that part of the...
He doesn't sound like a very Mercule
It doesn't,
guy. I'm drunk.
I'll come back down at this point in time.
Yeah.
Hey.
So,
But
Plan
it
of
should
ac-
be noted. Sorry, Voss, 1 second.
That's
it should
all
be
right.
noted
Millicent.
that you have to be the right person to wear it.
Probably
Otherwise
like
it will
a
destroy you.
Oh.
god or something.
No,
Also-
not necessarily, because the last known whereabouts was on the head of the Harbinger Nerys. Well, I'm not going to say the rest of the name.
So...
You know, when I'm probably strong enough to wear a crown of trombones. Although, like, it's gonna be really hard to keep them balanced without the slides flying all over the damn place.
It was within
It's
the
gonna be a lot of
shadows Sargoth.
Voss, you recognize the shadows of Sargoth is the Port of Shadows in Skullport.
On the Sargoth layer of Undermountain.
that's familiar.
The
Is it?
Netheries made this.
None of you have ever been to Skullport. There is a port. What side did you say it was on?
Is the Port of Shadows.
The Port of Shadows is called Sargoth.
Oh.
Well, the Port of Shadows on the Sargoth layer, which is the
Okay.
name of the layer of Undermountain. The
That's-
Port of Shadows, the name you know it as,
Is Skullport.
is Skull.
Mm.
So it's the same.
It's a different name for Skullport.
Oh, so it's in an incredibly dangerous and evil place.
Skullport is a vile place that should be burned to the very ground. And with any luck, that's exactly what we'll do at some point.
No, we won't, because I believe our friend in purple armor who's hunting god artifacts will do that for us. Remember Bane? One of the gods of death, strife.
I've never met him personally, but yes.
He's not a great person. Dead, artifact stolen with a god-killing artifact, and that's a god artifact that's just sitting somewhere.
It's one of the items that the doctor was looking for when he was doing all his stuff for the Elder Eye.
We were destined to go into Skullport at some point in time anyway. That's where the Xanathar's lair lies.
I'm gonna put this on the table right now to all of you in front of creepy Davil butlers as my witness. I don't want the crown. I know it seems like the kind of thing I would jump at. I don't want to put it on my head.
Insight.
Yeah, same.
You've done
It's
this.
okay.
You've done this to yourself.
Yeah.
19.
15.
What do I roll?
I don't know.
That-
Roll a charisma
Yeah,
check.
roll either way. You don't have to tell us which it is unless we beat you.
Here, I'll roll it to the DMs.
Mhm.
And I'll just say my passive insight's a 19.
Wait, could I just use my passive?
Nice.
No one trusts you.
Y'all can very clearly see she's very interested in this artifact, but I don't know how to handle this. They get it, right? They get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they beat you.
Okay, so they get what I mean. I don't want to put this crown on my head.
Okay.
Unless I know for 100% fact that I would survive putting this crown on my head. And it would have no repercussions towards anyone else other than the people I wanted to kill.
So what you guys get is half truth, but more so morbid curiosity.
Boss remains placid. It says nothing. In any case, we're going to need a plan of action for tomorrow. I think hunting for this creature is the correct way to go. So, where do we
Wait.
start?
Voss, go ahead and make me a history check. I think it's a good time for that.
Oh,
All right.
mysterious history check.
It's going to remain mysterious. That's a 7.
Damn it.
What are you? Yeah. So, you're not sure exactly which ones, but you're pretty sure from your youth that the cisterns run along the entire, or should run along the entirety of the commons, I think is what it's called. Yeah. The commons, underneath the commons, which is the field to the east of which the castle sits upon.
There is, but go ahead.
While the two of you were gone, I asked some questions. Jessica is somehow tied to Duchess Morrowind Daggerford.
Excellent.
I asked specifically if Jessica was Duchess Morrowind Daggerford, and I got one of those I'm not sure question answer things.
Wishy-washy ones.
Yeah, the wishy-washy, which usually means I haven't asked exactly the right question or the answer would be misleading. I did also ask if the person in charge of the orphanage was Jessica, and I got a no. I asked if Ileana was Jessica, and I got a no. So, well, we should start with the
Morrowind.
Duchess.
Excellent. I did remember that there's a cistern that runs under the Field of Commons that could give those of us who wish to stealth access to the castle. Those of us who still wish to confront directly can do so, or we can all take this route. It's up to the group.
I would like to actually speak to the Duchess.
I understand,
Yeah.
and it's a good plan.
I don't want to speak to her. She makes me severely uncomfortable if we're telling the truth here.
I
You may come
like
with
That's why
me
I
then.
want to speak to her.
I like stand around, but I don't really want to lead the conversation.
I
You
want to
are-
be within 30 feet of her and anyone who's nearby.
Both of you are good at those respective things. But I think that's the best place to start then.
Right? So what? Like tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay, because
I got stabbed by a devil today. Did you all see that?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
I saw.
that was metal.
saw the
That was
blood.
wild.
Right.
I saw it.
Oh, it's a
Metal
miss.
spark, yeah,
That hurt.
I bet.
Looked like it.
How
It
about
looked
another
like it.
shot for that? Another shot
Yeah.
for yeah. And
I'm good.
Harold-
I'm done for the night.
What? No, one more martini. What? Come
And while
on.
y'all
My
are
last
doing
5
that,
points of lay on hands to purify my blood.
nice. Davil and Istrid walk up. Well, it looks like old Twinkletoes here, old Blondie wants to get out of here for the evening, so we're gonna go back to Waterdeep, and good luck with whatever bullshit you have going on here. I don't want any part of it. No offense.
None taken.
None taken.
You're here.
Devil?
Look.
So
Real
you don't
quick,
have to stay in the big tiny hut in order to keep the big tiny hut going?
No, as long as you make sure to not impede or break the archway, you will not come crashing out of it into the latrine.
Don't worry, Devil. We'll lock the door when we leave in the morning.
And Miss Velispard, you were asking something.
Can I whisper?
Come with me over here.
Oh, okay.
And steps far enough away, but still an eye shot of everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't say it in front of Istrid.
And then he keeps going a little like, I'll be right back. Private matters, you know.
Oh, of course, I hate it that you're leaving. Just
I'm cheersing every single one that she takes. I'm like, yes, it's such a terrible tragedy.
And you see his joyful kind of, demeanor that he typically has fade away as he goes, yes.
I wanted to say thank you.
What for?
Saving Gariel.
She was new with us at that time, but yes, she's still family.
I really appreciate it. She means a lot to me.
You can't tell her.
I know. I never would.
Are you sure that means you're lying?
I don't believe in the whole lie by omission thing.
That's good to hear.
But yeah, if there's any way we can fix it, I'd like to.
Well, just, track on down to the Nine Hells, find my, part
He
of
can't
the
enter
deal.
the Nine Hells.
I know,
He's
which
ostracized.
makes it even more difficult if Moloch... Fuck! If he is not within the Hells... If you're looking upon me, look at my shiny ass, you fucking fiend.
Right. I know what you're saying.
But if he is not there, I have no clue as to where it would be.
Well, maybe I know some people that can help when they're not quite as busy as they are right now. But that's all. I just wanted to say thank you.
Glad to bring you in part of the family as well.
Tell her I miss her.
She misses you.
Thanks.
Just make sure you come back to tell her yourself, and he'll actually come in for a hug.
She gives him a hug. I never thought I would be hugging you.
Don't let it go around and,
Oh, I'm not telling a soul.
take care of her.
I will.
Not Gariel.
No, I know. My sister.
I'm late.
Yep, yeah.
Istrid's
You better
gonna
get
be
going.
drunk.
Istrid might murder you if you don't get back soon.
She may say she hates this place, but can't beat a free bar.
This is true. Okay. Thanks, guys. Sorry.
And walk-
When
Guys,
they,
have fun. Travel safe.
when they return, Vinley is like as drunk as Harold because she's been taking a shot every time Istrid takes a shot because she forgot she was a dwarf.
Yep. And it's just like, all right, you ready, Blondie?
I think I am.
All right. Let's go home. And she'll put her hand on him and cast Word of Recall, and the two of them will
Nice.
vanish back into, will disappear to
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
My
such a
favorite
good
cleric spell.
It's such a good spell.
Such an amazing spell.
Unless
Especially
you
when
don't-
have to pick between your friends.
Sorry, by the way, I was telling him something about the deal he made, and
it's
I
no
couldn't
problem.
mention it in front of Istrid.
It's fine. We assumed it was something about that or something.
It's probably the kind of thing where we just want to get in the habit of not ever mentioning it ever.
Agreed.
Yeah, we got to
Agreed.
stop saying powerful people's names.
Mm-hmm.
Harold Hobbleton. I can see what's going on in this room. I shouldn't have
slap
done
Harold.
that. Now I know what's happening. And I take another drink.
Just reach over and slap him on the arm.
Ah!
You hear a loud snore from Via. She's actually just like unintentionally sleeping, propped up. I can't make the snore sound, or else I'd do it. Yeah, this is close I got.
Okay.
Everybody on stream snores.
I can't make the noise.
What was
I guess we just get
That's
hammered.
my
and go
snore
to-
noise.
Since we're safe in this place, I guess we'll go get hammered and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you are 100% safe in this place. And you all can take a long rest.
Oh my god.
And
Before
Oh.
we do, just real quick, because Orkira would know, when those of us who got drained by vampires had our maximum hit points reduced, will a long rest fix that, or does she need to start less greater restorating?
it will reduce it. However, what I will say is, Harold, as you awaken from your long rest the next morning, you are really tired. And you suffer 1 point of exhaustion as you start to cough. You can't quite control your cough.
Is it COVID?
I was literally just about to say the same thing, Catkins.
No,
Hey, nay.
Nope.
no, I think that. Oh man, do I think I've been cursed?
And
Maybe it's a cold.
Do you want me to fix your illness?
Fine. This is not a big deal.
Harold, come here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Lay on
no.
hands for 5 points.
Why do you look so ugly today?
and as the magics wash over you, you feel yourself restored. You still have a level of exhaustion, but
Okay.
you are no longer diseased.
Oh.
Yo, what the heck, Harold?
Oh.
As let's just say those rat claws were mighty dirty.
Oh. Right. 'cause
You're
I got
sick.
slapped around for like 6 turns in a row.
Can I
Failed
can
that
I
con
see
save.
can I see that he is still exhausted?
Yes.
So when Seisha finishes, behind her, Orkira comes up with a handful of diamond dust, and it's going to glow, and it's going to turn into little fireflies that are going to circle your head and then like dart inside of you. She's going to cast greater restoration on you.
Because the last thing we need for you today is to not be on top of your talk game.
Fair. I thank you both very much. I feel tremendously better.
You.
And Vinley comes walking down the stairs with 2 very large new friends.
Describe what those friends look like.
After Orkira screams and goes, ah!
Ah!
I told you to warn me.
I tried. It's a very big mansion. You see that they're hunched over hyena-looking creature bone skeletons with big gaping teeth and blue.
So you're
molten
saying
light.
you open the portable hole inside the extra-dimensional space?
Oh,
No, I'm just
No.
kidding. It doesn't. It's totally fine in the Magnificent Mansion. I just wanted to give that like heart attack shock on you. It totally is okay because it is a conjure spell. It's not. It's
I was
not.
about to say, you said it was conjuration.
Yeah.
I about cried right there.
All right, we're all in the astral plane.
well, this is a very different game now.
Yep.
Terrible
Oh,
habit.
this is a
of-
bag of lavender, by the way. I just realized that I sniffed it on stream. It was like, I should probably specify I'm smelling lavender.
It's purple.
Amazing.
Florida.
So, you have animated 2 witherlings.
I have
Yes.
new friends.
But as you all plan for your morning, knowing that the magics of Davil's mansion may end fairly soon, we're going to end tonight's session.
Good session.
This is a great one, guys. This is awesome.
Ooh.
So much information.
Oh,
I'm so glad the puzzle pieces are finally fitting together.
yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, it
Me
all makes sense
too.
now for sure.
So, great job, guys. Yeah, you guys are starting to put the puzzle pieces together, and I'm excited to see what happens next episode. But for those who have not done so, please go ahead and enter hashtag Beyond or hashtag Eldritch. We're going to pull those winners any second now.
That was a good session. A lot happened tonight.
Yeah, we really got through a lot. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Davil, this whole time I haven't been trusting him, and man, what a straight up guy
I
that
have
guy is.
hated Davil up until tonight.
Yeah, and then it's like,
fact,
oh
yeah.
damn, you are way more honorable than I ever thought. Even your motivation being wrong, the way you've handled it, what a champ.
I liked him.
I
Super
got a Davil
understandable.
hug.
And
Wow.
and the Easter eggs, if you go back and watch all of the old content that we have, 'cause there's so many hours of it. The first time Voss meets him in the City of the Dead, he's playing the song in Avernus, I'll Be in Good Company. And then the last time he was at your bar was when he played the song Dancing with the Devil in the Pale
Saloon Light.
Saloon Light.
Yep.
And that song was kind of like a romantic tale, but the underlying story about it was someone selling their soul to a devil. So
Oh,
the clues have always been there, but
I'm
Davil
gonna go back and
selling to a
watch some
devil.
stuff tonight.
Remind me what he plays again?
he plays a lute.
A
so,
lute. Okay.
Yeah. So what 3 strings also played, but he plays a full 6 string.
Well, it's crazy. It's almost as if he's better than him.
That's insane. What?
Twice as good even.
Twice the man.
Oh my goodness gracious. It was
And
fun.
I have witherlings now.
All right.
What is that?
I have our winners. Winner of the Eldritch Foundry miniature is the Neoma Rose.
Yay!
Hey.
And the winner of the D&D Beyond Players Bundle is Synaptic Fire.
Oh my gosh!
Hey!
Congrats,
Oh, God.
Neoma. We will be in touch via Twitch Whisper, so please be on the lookout for those. And as always, be excellent to each other.
May you always roll with advantage.
Good night, everybody.
Mate.